Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Championship Sunday here at the Gears of War Invitational Charity Circuit event. We are here to watch the top teams in Gears of War play for that final prize pool as usual. I'm your host, Belly, and right next to me, we have the ex-Fury coach, Ryan. We have casters, Momo, and PR. So with everything that's happened yesterday, would you guys say that this has been one hell of an event?
Oh, absolutely. Straight away. I mean, first of all, it's a little bit different. You know, it's about the charities. Obviously, it's only 2 days. But I feel like, you know, how's it Sunday? How's it Championship Sunday? Are we crowning a champion today? I'm all over the place. I'm kind of confused, but I'm excited at the same time.
It's all for a great cause. Most of these guys are not playing just for the first place prize, but they're also fighting for their favorite charities. A lot of these players, they've chosen charities where it actually benefits them. They have stories between their families fighting against breast cancer, epilepsy, so there's a lot of great storylines out there. But let's talk about what happened yesterday. We saw a lot of upsets. One of the most heartbreaking ones to me, Space Station Gaming got knocked out into top 12, but let's take a look at the pools. Talking about Pool A, Optic Gaming on top, 2-0. It's what we expected, but Rise Nation coming in at second place.
Yeah, I mean, I think this pool shook out basically how we expected, right? It was pretty obvious that Optic Gaming was going to come out 2-0 in this pool. They're the best team in the game right now. You know, no one's really going to touch them in pool play in my eyes. Rise Nation did not have a good showing against Optic Gaming. That being said, they closed out against Cyclone. Again, a match they should win as well. And so, to me, you know, for them, both of these two teams, the real tournament starts today.
Oh, yeah, definitely starting today. Let's take a look at Pool B, where one of Ryan's favorite teams, Fury, on top, 2-0. But Fire and Ice with the upset yesterday. What happened?
They just played it out of their minds. On the other side, Hive, in my opinion, they severely underperformed. When we saw Fury versus Hive, Hive was actually doing pretty good. We had a couple lackluster performances for a couple of members on Hive, but they were still able to keep it together.
Yeah.
When they played against Fire and Ice, they didn't show up. They didn't do anything correctly or anything similar to how they played Fury.
Choche, the king of Mexico.
The king.
Hail to the king. He's on his throne. He's back in Championship Sunday. And we get to see him first.
I think he's one of the few people that might not have lost to Optic.
You're actually right. Hey, and unless they go against him today. But we're going to see. But one thing I'd like to point out from Fire and Ice, I spoke to the owner yesterday. He said a lot of great words about hope through housing. He's actually more excited about benefiting that organization than actually winning the event. So that says a lot. But taking a look at Pool C, you have Ghost Gaming on top, 2-0. LatAm Kings 1-1. But Fable 0-2. A lot of people, you know, we liked them, fan favorites. They didn't happen to make it.
Yeah, unfortunate for Fable. I mean, a very tough group, let's be honest. However, they went against LatAm King straight away, and you know, it didn't go well. Ghost Gaming are out on top, but again, we talk about teams where they start on Sunday. For me, it's all about today, Ghost Gaming. You know, how do they perform in this Sunday for me? They're lights out yesterday, and I'm excited to see them.
Yes, and my favorite pool of all pools, and Des, feel free to help me out on this one. Pool D, the pool of death.
Oh my God.
Mind blown. I think everyone in the building would have bet to their house that Space Station makes out of this pool, right? They've been a perennial top 4 team for I can't even tell you how long now. They've been in grand finals. They've been knocking out contenders. It would make all the sense in the world, especially with how Reciprocity and Simplicity were struggling prior to this event, that Space Station would win this pool pretty easily, and they're not even making it out.
And to me, that the matches that they played in order to get here, we kind of left our main stage match to see Space Station versus Simplicity to round 13. That was probably one of the closest nail-biter matches I've seen. And then go on to the main stage and come out completely flat against Reciprocity just blew my mind.
Yeah, and I would like to point out for the people at home, if you didn't catch yesterday, Reciprocity was put in a do-or-die situation. Being at the bottom of the pool and, you know, getting ready to tie things up against Space Station Gaming, they were in a situation to where they couldn't drop one map against one of the best teams in Gears of War. What did they do? They 2-0'd them. It was phenomenal. But let's take a look at our bracket. This is where things get extra spicy. Take a look at the bottom of the pool. Static.
Oh, this is tough.
Insane.
Those 4 teams are probably
some of the best teams out there in Gears of War. Yeah. You have Ghost Gaming against Rise Nation, Fury and Reciprocity, and also on the main stage, we're going to have Simplicity versus Fire and Ice.
Basically, all the upsets kind of affected the top side of the bracket. If you look, the bottom side of the bracket is a lot of what you expected, right? You expect Fury to get out, you expect Ghost to get out, you expect Rise to get out. Reciprocity, I knew it was a pool of death, but a lot of us thought they would be out as well, you know, making a Championship Sunday. But you look at the top of the bracket, I'll be honest, it's kind of like a cakewalk for Optic Gaming.
But honestly, I like the single elimination rule that we have set up for this event. If any team were to dethrone Optic Gaming, it's going to happen today.
And Simplicity, I don't mean to interrupt, but Simplicity actually almost took them out in pool play in San Diego.
Yeah.
A couple lackluster plays. I think they either let Mental or someone's clutch on them in the 2v1. And then I don't remember if it was Exclusive that might have shot one of the wildest booms I've ever seen in my life.
Exclusive, I believe, yeah.
Even if he just holds that boom shot, they beat Optic. But, you know, that comes with experience. And lately, I've been saying their problem is closing out these games, and they've been doing it so far.
Yeah, Simplicity, they're definitely looking forward to a rematch. I'll definitely tell you that. But let's take a look at our schedule. We have some great games happening today. First two of the day, Fire and Ice versus Simplicity. And then after that, I really want to see Ghost Gaming versus Rise Nation. But on our feature station, we're going to have Fury versus Reciprocity and Optic Gaming versus LatAm Kings. Are you guys excited? Are we going to see any upsets in this first game coming up?
I want to see the king.
You want to see the king?
I want to see the king move forward.
All right.
Need it.
I'm excited for this one because I think the other three quarterfinals at the moment, there is a distinct favorite. And I think in this one, it was a little bit of a, Fire and Ice made it out, and a bit of a storyline, if you like. But I'm excited to jump on board with this one. But again, Ghost Gaming Rise Nation for the second match, which I'm actually here for two. I'm casting game one, game two. I'm excited to get my teeth into this one. So, I think the storyline comes back to, I always hear Ghost in my head going, we don't just want to win, we want to beat Optic. And for them to do that in single limb, it's got to be in the final.
All right, and ladies and gentlemen, like I said, Gears of War action is always fun, but these guys are here for a great cause. Let's take a look at the charities. Optic Gaming, they're here for the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. You see other organizations such as Gamers Outreach. How big is it that Gears of War, they're reaching out to these charities along with the pro players and teams?
I saw before a lot of social media action just from viewers, coaches, managers, everyone, and just saying how awesome it is that Gears of War is doing this for charity, and how we should do this more. And I think it's great just to, raise awareness for some of these, because some people think, everyone knows about cancer, and breast cancer obviously has been picked, but things like Gamers Outreach, where it's helping, giving little kiosks for, kids in hospitals to play actual games that we love. Our passion is there and their passion's there, but sometimes they're not as lucky as, us to be as fortunate. So I think it's important to look at the bigger picture, and I think, all the different types, and obviously you could put millions of charities down, but there are select few, and I think it's great that we're doing that.
And from a competition standpoint, too, what makes it fun is that a lot of these players have personal connections to the charities they chose, right? So that's one thing that I thought was super, super cool about this format is that, like Explosive, for example, is playing for a charity that's directly affected his family. Same with players like Franchise. So there's an opportunity for them to play for something that's bigger than them, right? To play for something other than just holding up a trophy for once. Because all season long, they're playing, for money, trophy, and pride, right? But now they get to play for something bigger. They get to play for other people. And that, to me, is what's so incredible
It's
about
special.
that.
It is.
Yeah, most definitely. But, ladies and gentlemen, stick tight, because coming up right next on the main stage, we're going to have Fire and Ice versus Simplicity.
The damage is done. My time? The damage is done. Are you serious? They get it. They get it. Big win from Jeff there. He gets the double kill.
Buried 6 feet under.
Oh my
goodness. And now, wow.
Oh my God.
Trip cap domination coming through. Upset on high alert here.
They have been tested. We're going to match 3.
We've got a grand finals on our hands, folks.
There is no Sunday like Championship Sunday in Gears Esports, and welcome to the main stage for the first time. I have Choche to my left, my man Zenon to my right of Team Simplicity, two teams that not many people would have marked to be here in this situation, the battle of the upsets. Choche, I'm actually going to start with you. You're representing a region. LatAm Kings, Fire and Ice, you both qualify through. Talk to me about Latin American Gears of War and the rise of LatAm.
Okay, I think Latin America Gears of War teams are getting better. We are improving. We are practice hard every day, so we are getting better.
And it showed today. You guys qualify for top 8. You make it here to where you're at. Big upset to get here, though. Hive, a team of young stars, young ballers. Many people considered them the team that was going to win your pool. What was that match like for those that missed it? I know it was on the side station. A lot of people cleared out of the venue. Talk me through that match.
it was really hard because the mice and force are very, very good. They are guns. So it was hard, but we know we can do it. We can beat them. And I think this is our best chance to get top 3 ever in my life. So I will take it.
Wow, you're that confident with this roster. That's great to hear. And speaking of top 3, you got to get through these guys first. Team Simplicity to my right, of course, they upset Space Station, or upset Reciprocity, sorry. Took Space Station to game 3. What do you got to do, and what are your thoughts about these guys? Who do you got to expose? What's the game plan?
I really think they are very good. Xenon is very, very good, but we are confident because we beat them in the scrims online, so we think we can do it online.
All right, there you have it. Is it true? Drop some facts right now. They beat you guys in scrims online. What's the situation like with these guys?
Online, usually we lose to teams from Latin America. It's been happening to me like every single time, but I've always had full confidence when we got to LAN, and I've usually never lost to them. Or, like, you know what I mean? Just, even though we lose scrims, doesn't mean I'm here to lose. I'm here to win. Doesn't matter how good they play.
Have you ever lost these guys on my left before?
Not that I know of.
There's a different energy with Team Simplicity this event. You could just tell the first match off the get-go against Reciprocity, the energy really carried you through that 2-0 win. What is that about? Is that intentional? Are you guys finally coming together as a team? I know you didn't have the placement you wanted at San Diego. You kind of dropped it. I think it was top 12. We're talking about the energy you guys are bringing this one. Top 16, sorry. Thanks for clarifying. Talk about the energy you guys are bringing this event.
We always bring the hype. We're an energy team. We're on fire. I feel we're unstoppable. And we're here to prove it. Simply.
There you have it. Feel free to lock it up, guys. And that's going to be it. Our first match of the main stage, Fire and Ice versus Team Simplicity, coming up next.
Biggest challenge as a team right now, it kind of showed last event, and it has to do with like communication. Our communication wasn't that good in Toronto, and we got the place we got for that reason. You know, coming into this event, we're working on that, but I'd say that's the biggest part for us. Once we get that down, every kill is gonna come easy to us. All the rotations, like everything's just gonna be, you know, like a walk in the park, if you ask me.
There you have it. One of the up-and-rising teams in Gears of War, Simplicity, really making a statement so far at this charity invitational event. But taking a look at this matchup, you look at the history of both of these teams in PR. Who would you say is obviously going to win this matchup on paper?
I think on paper, and just when you look at Gears of War, I think Simplicity is just going to have what it takes, especially the way Toy's been playing lately. He's just playing on another level. Back, if anybody remembers Gears of War 3 Toy, that checkout play where everybody's screaming, making a name, or
he's back.
Making a big deal about it. He's back. He's playing, and then he's getting up, and he's getting real hype and angry about everything. So this is a scary Toy, and I think that's going to propel Simplicity.
But Brian, I feel like they're sleeping on somebody. There's just somebody on Fire and Ice that they need to know about.
Talk about the king?
The king.
The king of Latin America?
Pretty much Choche.
Oh, yeah, no, of course. I mean, it's a given. Choche is the king of Mexico. That being said, though, I am with Jacob. I do think Simplicity, you know, will take this probably 2-0. That being said, though, I do want to see more out of Simplicity on a Sunday, right? We've seen flashes of brilliance from them. We've seen them do so well against so many good teams. We've seen them get so close so many times, but they always seem to fall short on Sundays, and I want to see that change. Their biggest problem is their own inconsistencies, and they know that.
I think as well as game one, you know, it's early. These guys, obviously, yes, they've come off a great Saturday, but they've got to come in hot here. And, you know, it kind of sounds silly, but it's a very real thing. These guys, obviously, you got to wake up early, you got to be ready to game. You come out flat here. We saw yesterday, Space Station, they got 7-0'd, and that's not necessarily about the time, but game one can set the precedent for the rest of the series. And like you said, you know, I think you said it was going to be a 2-0. I think if they give these guys a taste, Fire and Ice, they could fight for this, and I think this is going to be an interesting series. But I'm with these guys. These guys know what they're talking about. I'm going Simplicity.
So we have 3 people on the desk going for Simplicity, but Simplicity, they're here for a great cause. These guys, they're representing an organization known as Give Kids the World. That organization, they're a nonprofit resort in Central Florida, and they provide week-long cost-free vacations to children with critical illnesses and their families. If you want to learn more, feel free to go to givekidstheworld.org. So, with Simplicity being the obvious favorites, I would like to point out both teams really coming off of a high right now. The end of yesterday, they both upset teams in their own pool. Fire and Ice really upsetting Hive, a team that everyone thought was going to go absolutely off this event. So, riding that momentum train, I'm really interested to see how the players on Fire and Ice are really going to step up. Choche, but also you have to remember the players such as B-God and Sleeper. If there was somebody on Fire and Ice that had to step up in a big way against the Simplicity roster, who would it be?
for me, it's B-God. He's kind of the youngest player on the team right now. He's sort of the next one of the up-and-comers in the Latin American scene. So he hasn't had that much experience on a championship Sunday against the highest level teams. So I'm looking forward to seeing him, hopefully show us what he showed us online, what he showed us at past tournaments, and so we have the maps in front of us right now, too.
All right, the map band some picks. Let's take a look at them. Forge Blitz. Map number 1, Harbor, will be the second map. In tiebreaker, if needed, will be Slab. So taking a look at Forge Blitz and just knowing what Simplicity has done throughout the whole event on that map. What's going to be the key on this map? Me, personally, I really love what they do in the control tower by setting up Xenon and also exclusive.
I think that control tower is going to control the pace. These don't look like two teams who are going to throw down the boom shot right away and have it be their first instinct as opposed to being a Ghost Gaming and Optic or any one of those teams. So this is going to come down to the up top fight and mainly the 2v2s that go up top and down low.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get hype on the first map of the day. Fire and Ice versus Simplicity on Forge Blitz. Momo and PR, take it away.
I know it's early. However, we've got a game to play. Today we crown a champion, and today we give a lot of money to charity. It's all good. Fire and Ice Simplicity. As we go straight into map number 1, we're going to see Toy Lantern across to involvement as well. But there we have it, the initial one by Crystallize.
And then, who was that? That's exclusive trying to flank around. And that team play, Crystallize getting his second kill of the match already. And if you look at them, there are 4 people already swarming the other side of the map. That's going to be Hezi falling as well. Simplicity not off to a good start as Fire and Ice are just heating up already.
Okay, well, taking things slow. I know, obviously, just on the desk towards the end of there, Belly was kind of talking about these are 2 teams that aren't going to just chuck the boom shot down. What does he mean by that? Is that going to be a slower game? We're going to see maybe a few more snipes, a few different weapon drops?
It's not so much that it's like a different weapon swaps, it's just different style of play. Typically, you save the boom shot for 2 teams that are evenly matched in most aspects of the game, so you throw the boom shot because that means those little individual details mean the most. And then with these 2 teams, I know they're going to try and stick to their team-oriented play as Choche taking out exclusive again. The King off to a hot start.
Oh, he's having a great time up on the main stage already. As we saw him in the interview, very, very confident in his team, and rightly so. Right now, they do trail by around 25 points, but for someone just tuning in to Gears of War for the first time, it's Championship Sunday. PR, tell me about this game mode. Tell me what they need to do. Give me the basics.
All right, so for Escalation, we have 2 halves. First half is about 12, 14, 16, and so on. Second respawns up to the first 6 rounds. You get 2-10 out of points, or if you're good enough, you capture 3 hills at once and you automatically get the victory. At halftime, every weapon will be wiped off the map. You kind of reset and do it all over again.
Nicely done, and as we talk about that, a potential 3 cap coming in there for Simplicity is going to be denied as B's broken. See as well on your screen, taken away by Crystallize. But the score, top left, keep your eyes on that. You're looking for 210 to win a round, and like you said, 7 rounds is going to win the map. Here we have B got himself pushing forward, trying to double up. He's got to find Hezi on the floor, and he's going to be taken down as well by the King as Choche. I know we've got his biggest fan here right next to me, a.k.a. Ryan. We'll see whether he can bring home the victory. However, Fire and Ice Simplicity, we know their side of the bracket. We know how tough this is. How far can they go in the tournament? Of course, if they do come off the victory here, one of them is they could be going up against the green wall. That's a tough ass too.
Yep, that's a real tough match. But right now, Fire and Ice is looking to make a little bit of a sneaky play here. B-God going for 1 flank, goes for his second on Hezi. They actually caught him slipping right there. You know, after you get that first flank, it might not happen again. Crystallize taking out Toy as well. This is where that big battle towards their home hill is going to go down. Fire and Ice does need a break, so they do need to make sure to stay alive here. But multiple members are falling, involving next B-God. Choche actually make that B-God last member alive, and he has to go huge here. He has to break multiple hills, so he's not even going to have time to cap any of them.
He's not. That number's creeping up. You see the 200 has been crossed over. 2 hills to their name, and that's going to be Simplicity here, as we do see the Swarm dominated in the very last second. And we do see high fives all round. And on the very end there, Toy Soldier, I want to talk about this man. Big player in Gears of War 3. Came in, obviously, you know, a little bit flat compared to that kind of, that Gears of War 3 player, if you like. But yesterday, everyone was talking about him. He was getting up, he was screaming, he was in the face of the enemy. And, you know, we're seeing signs of, you know, him finding himself again, you know, the best Toy Soldier, if you like. But, you know, is it the role that he's playing? Is it the team that he's in? Why are we seeing this now?
I think it's a multitude of things. First off, you know, after being on a prestigious team like, you know, the former Echo Fox squad, that kind of does something to yourself. It makes you where you got to prove something. So he went to the Simplicity squad. They didn't have a good showing the first time around. So that, again, mixed with the first thing that happen, that fuels the fire. And Toy just had enough, and he's showing up right here today. And I just hope he can continue this the rest of Gears 4.
Fire and Ice there. They decide to block a weapon spot. Nothing changed here, but the respawn increased by 2 seconds. Crystallize again. That's back-to-back initials for him. He picked up a double last time. Can he do it again? Choche coming in with a kill. And we talked about this fight up top. We talked about Simplicity and what they can do with the likes of Xenon and Exclusive. They've lost that 2 times out of 2 here, involving and Sleeper getting on that kill feed as well. Good stuff now coming in for Fire and Ice.
I think Fire and Ice is doing a good job winning these battles. It's just how they make the rotations and staying alive afterwards. But as I say, that 4 members swarming towards Simplicity's home mill. You hear the triple cap coming out. Choche Sleeper picking up a pair of kills, and that's going to end that round tied up here 1-1. But like I said, up top, even down low, they're kind of getting these kills around the map, but they're not making the right rotations, or maybe they're overstaying. So even though they're getting 6-7 kills, they're dying once at the wrong time. So even though they might be leading in kills, it's Simplicity capitalizing on their mistakes.
Okay, well, 2 rounds done. And again, this is where we will increase the respawn for another 2 seconds, just guiding you through it. Like I said, if you're just watching Gears of War for the first time, this is where the losing team will get to place a weapon here. You can see that sniper is being hovered around the map. Where they can put it is obviously in only select locations. And this is interesting because obviously they've lost the control tower twice now, but they're going to actually drop the power weapon up top. Maybe they're going to dedicate a few more to it, or is it just going to be that 2v2 potentially again?
You kind of want to dedicate a little bit more rounds. You don't want to throw something big down right away. But also, you know, like I said, these aren't 2 teams you typically see a boom middle. But if you are going to try and go that route, you kind of want to save that spot for the boom middle. Because if you throw it up top, it's an entirely different fight, more reliant on smokes and then being able to see and shoot through the smokes.
And talking of the long shot itself, is there any plays that we're going to watch out for? Any special snipers on the squads that can deal some deadly damage?
Xenon for Simplicity, and I would say Sleeper for Fire and Ice. Sleeper is just a monster with these marksman weapons.
Okay, well, there we have it. Xenon and Hezi winning some good fights. And you talked about it. Xenon, he's taking control. He has got the sniper in hand. I'm really excited to see what he can do with this. But over down low at A, involving taking some damage rolling around. He's going to find himself on the floor, and that's going to be it for him. And that's going to be 4 down at this time there. B-God and Choche coming off the spawns here. This could be bad news right now.
Crystallize, he needed to stay alive just a little bit longer there and try and buy some time for his team. Toy taken out next. Triple Cap still coming out in favor of Simplicity. Choche is going to fall as well, so another round on the board of Simplicity, and this is where the tables begin to turn. You won that fight the first 2 rounds if you're Fire and Ice. Not so much this time around, and when you did lose it, it was instantly 4 dead, and when you lose 4 people off the initial, that makes it hard to climb back into the rest of the round.
Toy Soldier there getting ready for another round here. We do see another weapon drop. And it looks like we're going to the mid here. And again, this is where you may see something big. Incense are being hovered. And ironically, over the incinerator is where they will see it. The incinerator, again, for people at home, obviously, you have the button top control where you can light that up. You're going to see that a little bit more. However, as we jump into round number 4, let's jump into a listen-in with Fire and Ice. And it may be a little bit different.
Venga, venga. Se quedan atrás. Me mató, Chucho, me mató. No, lanza los 2, Brian. No se metieron. Buena, Chucho, nada más que uno arriba. No mames. Tienes que regresarte, Brian, Tú salte. Se van a la sniper, cabrón. Bueno, Juan. Si llegan. Sí, que vete el sobre. Un touch. Buena, mató el sniper. Da un touch, papi, está bien. Buen touch. No llego. No está bien. Esa tiene nuestro home. Cristian, vamos por el brazo. Oh, 77. Ay, Chachi, también ya salí. Tira otro mono hit. Pilares heal. No, hablen. A la derecha. Dale, yo. Yo dije que no dais break. Pom. Diga, ¿quién va a dar el break? ¿Quiere boom? Yo lo dije. Pom bajo. Venga. No pasa nada. Ganamos 3 rondas, venga. 2 rondas son importantes.
Quieren que juegue por uno, lo juego arriba yo, güey. De Fierce.
Yo juego arriba, yo lo estoy haciendo cagada. Dale, todos arriba, venga.
Juégalo arriba tú. Pom, Choche. Venga, aquí damos combat, güey. Todos hablen, güey. No se queden callados, hablen.
Focus. Gana. Yo voy a matar al mío arriba, confíen.
Might not have been a successful round. The communication certainly flowing. Not entirely sure on everything that was said, but pick out a few words for sure. Now, going into round number 5 here, we are going to see something a little different. It is going to get manic. Look at the smoke. This is going to be important. We've already seen Hezzy grab the sniper. B-God's gone straight for away at the kill feed. Actually taken up by all the power weapons, but Nashers galore here. We're going to see 3 go down, make it 4, 3 and 2, as we do see a dominating performance here. Now a 2v1 Simplicity, only Sleeper alive and trying to tag him up with a pistol. And I tell you what a way to open a round.
Yeah, 4 people dead off the initial. Sleeper in such a bad spot. I can expect him to try and go for this kill here. Sleeper, he's just doing what he can to stay alive, and he bought just enough time to allow his teammates to respawn. Sneaky able to get that boom shot. He's going to shoot 1 to stay alive. I don't necessarily disagree with it, but I don't agree with it either, because it did allow him to stay alive for just a moment. He has to go big with this next boom shot, or it might be all for nothing. He is going to connect to the kill on Sleeper, but to me, that type of boom shot right there doesn't make a big impact on the round. All it is just getting a guy out of one position.
Taking it down, maybe just leveling the scores a bit, of course. Hezzy and Xenon now on those timers as well. Dodging, weaving his toy. We talked about him. He's going to go down for now. He's in a very difficult position there. But as we see, only 1 hill in control right now. It is for Simplicity. And I want to talk about the first 4 rounds for a second. Obviously, we saw Fire and Ice get that very hot hand and get around on the board. But Simplicity across the board on the analyst desk here. Are they performing how you thought? Are we seeing Fire and Ice underperform? What do you summarize the first 4 rounds here?
I think Fire and Ice is just making a few mistakes, but overall I think Simplicity is just doing a great job capitalizing on everything. I don't think they're overperforming just yet. I think they're just performing right to where we thought they would. You see a triple cap on the other side of Fire and Ice, opportunity at least finally coming out, so that's good for them, finally showing some life.
Sleeper should be picked up here and used as the meat shield. Xenon put him down now, getting back in the action. Toy finds 1. Xenon getting in the face. B got us get well. That didn't end too well for him as he finds himself with a shotgun down the throat. But nevertheless, now time ticking away. Fire and Ice, 2 hills and a 30-point lead. Can they capitalize on this one? Choche taking some damage as well, but not in a terrible position as Toy starts to push up.
Boom shot is up, so this is a good time to start winning your fights. If you're Fire and Ice, make that 2 members going to go down. It's Toy and Exclusive, saving the round for just a moment. A break does need to come out. Both players are down, so they're going to get that, give a small chance. No one is alive, so as I said, small chance. Immediately going to 0, 5 dead on the side of Simplicity. Fire and Ice securing that round. And, you know, with that boom shot coming out, it kind of does things to people where it makes them have to play a certain way. It's not something you typically see out of both of these teams, but when nothing's working for on the side of Fire and Ice, no matter how many kills you're getting, you got to try something, and I do like it.
Well, getting into the late stages of the first half, of course, is where the respawns getting ever so large. And what are we going to see dropped here? It's Sneak, who's going to be able to change the game. We've, of course, got the blocks down in either side. And we're going to see the frags dropped over instead of the booms. Interesting choice there, taking that off the map.
Yeah, I didn't think Simplicity liked that boom shot fight. I don't normally see them place it themselves too much. Obviously, they get practice with other teams placing it, but I don't normally see it place themselves, and this is going to allow it to go to a 2-2 fight again, and that's something I said they can capitalize on. The 2 up top, 2 down low, even though Fire and Ice so far has been getting the better of them.
Let's jump aboard with Choche, see what he's got. Initial so important in Gears of War, and straight away Xenon's going to go down. I think he's been picked up, but no, oh my goodness, picked up and destroyed. We're going to see things leveled out as B-God takes down Toy now, but still on your screen, Xenon back and forth here. Now he's got the sniper in hand. We know how good he can be, and when he stood still like that, it's just an easy shot. Can he make the more difficult one, though? That is the question. Rotating around as Exclusive does go down. Xenon trying to tell a story with this sniper here as he's going to find another. The body shot connects.
Just has to fake him out right there. Goes for that shot. He needs to hit that shot. If he hits that shot, he's able to kill B-God. Maybe they take out Involving after, but now Involving in such a weird spot as Sneak is trying to cut through the middle. B-God doing what he can to stay alive. He's going to get those frags. He's going to get a nice double kill. A collateral. He was dead no matter what. Xenon and Sneak need to be a little bit more careful there. Not allow that to happen.
That is not what you want to see. I mean, take one for the team there, and he did for sure with the nades there. 3-2 is the scoreline. Simplicity here might be looking at a tie game in round number 7 as we start to see Hezzy pushing round. Exclusive and Sleeper picking up kills as well, but the potential domination coming in. The break does not go down, and we are going to see things all tied up 3-3. Shout out to Waldo in the back, spectating, of course. But my goodness, what a game we've got in our hands. 6 rounds done, and it is as level as the day started here. 3-3.
I'll be the first to admit, Fire and Ice is playing very, very well. They're actually even surprising me as this match is going on. They're winning a lot of fights up top. Even if they're not winning that fight up top, they find ways to make down low work. So Fire and Ice is playing out of their minds. They're playing really impressive. And I wouldn't even be surprised if they somehow start to, gain some momentum in this match.
This is a game as well. We talk about first game of the day. You've got to start hot, and Fire and Ice most certainly have. Those initials have been great here, but still all tied up. Simplicity most definitely not out of this one. Respawns have been reset. We're now on to D, E, and F. Back down to the basics. All the weapons taken off. Back to basics with the Nasher. And of course, this time it's going to be exclusive. Who picks up this one, and potentially we're going to see Simplicity take the up top fight, and you're going to see 4 down. That is not a good sign here as Simplicity charge on forward. Maybe looking for that quick triple cap here, but with the lower respawns, a little bit more difficult.
Yep, especially with this side of the hill on second half Forge. For those of you guys don't know at home, once you spawn up, you have that spawn shield. You're able to go and at least touch the hill for a second before you're even able to take damage. So that allows you to get some free touches and resets on that hill, especially if Simplicity isn't even close to capping it. So make sure you guys keep that in mind when you guys play Forge Blitz.
Top tips right here. PR just dishing them out for free. Incinerator here is in control right now for Simplicity. You see that, tight line pretty much across the middle of the map there. All 5 players up and spread out. But if Fire and Ice hit stuff together here, they could outnumber in any situation. A lot of Lancer Fire going down. Smoke and Sun combination there as well. He's going to push Sneak back, but this is where they can push onto their home hill. I like this rotation from Simplicity.
I really love that Simplicity. They know Fire and Ice isn't going to get E because of that Incinerator button. Sneak pushing in, getting a nice double kill, triple cap opportunity coming out. The Fire escaping just in time. Sleeper able to get that break. They kind of switch home hills as well, but like Simplicity, like I said, that play was beautiful. They stopped Fire and Ice from breaking E. They knew the numbers from Fire and Ice were at E, so they can push 3 over and at least break Fire and Ice's home hill. It's a great heads-up play by Simplicity.
Well, looks like F is going to be decapped for now, so the home hill's actually been swapped and changed around, but in all the mix of this, we are going to see a very large lead for Simplicity here. 50 points and growing right now as we do see D being neutralized. Can Simplicity capitalize on this one? It seems like they've got this round in the bag, but anything can change here, and that is the beauty of it. Pistol shots onto B-God, and that is beautiful here from Sneak. Can he get the double? That is the question.
I don't understand why he just didn't keep the cross up there for a moment. He knew the guy was going to go for a revive. He knew it was too far to get the chunk with shotgun. You keep that damage out, your teammate's able to shoot him as well. Maybe you get a re-down and use the down to get a different kill, something like that. So you got to wonder, what's going on with the nerves, but it's still 3-3. Both teams back and forth. Simplicity does have the lead in this round. 20 seconds till they win. Exclusive, he's trying to play wide. He's playing smart. He doesn't know he doesn't need to force a break. They do have the lead already, but with their home hill getting broke, they need to cap sooner rather than later. With 4 dead on the side of Fire and Ice, I do know Simplicity should take this round, go up 4-3. But Fire and Ice, they continue to surprise me.
Yeah, they're putting up a fight, and we talked about this. I think, obviously, a very, very difficult matchup for Fire and Ice, but right now, after 7 rounds, 4-3, a very tight scoreline as it stands, and give it up. We need to see, obviously, a little bit more from Fire and Ice, but nevertheless, they're putting up some good scores. They're putting up a lot of kills. I think for them, winning those initials were really, really big, and here we go. Boom, straight away.
And I like this. The 1 round the boom was on the map is one of the few rounds they won convincingly. And with it placed this early, Simplicity, if they do lose this round, they can't just take it right off like we saw before. There has to be a couple boom rounds played out before Simplicity has an option to change it. But in order for them to want Simplicity to change it, Fire and Ice has to have another excellent boom round.
Smart plays and a lot of strategy goes in to all these weapon placements. Which round to put them down on, of course. Boom obviously being such a big influence, and initials could dictate the pace of the game. B got an exclusive finding 1 apiece there. Exclusive finds the double, and now pushing forward. Exclusive finding 3. Can he find the 4th? He's backing down, he's bobbing, he's weaving. But Exclusive takes the game by the scruff of his neck, and he's going to be rewarded as well with a boom. He might go down. No, still alive and kicking. Exclusive, my goodness, what have I just seen?
You've seen a man that has skill through the roof, getting 3 members of Fire and Ice. Choche, he's going to do what he can, get to 1v1 against Sneak, able to catch him off guard. So that's a great heads-up pick right there by Choche, and he made Exclusive waste the boom. Although Exclusive did get a kill, so it's not a total waste, but he used that boom all the way towards Simplicity's home hill, so they're not going to really gain anything off of that, especially since Choche was able to get a kill beforehand.
Crystallized finding a nice double. Will stabilized Fire and Ice for a second here, but Exclusive still putting kills on the board. Finally will go down to B-God here. But this, I think, is a very influential round. We talk about it a lot. You know, tying things up at 4-4 or going down 5-3 is worlds apart. You're on the edge of almost losing map number 1. And Forge Blitz, we know how good Simplicity can be at this. A player which we have highlighted a couple of times. Crystallized was a player that stood out to me at the very start of this map. You saw him getting a couple of kills as well. What does Crystallized bring to a team like Fire and Ice?
He brings hype, and he brings passion, and he's also one of those versatile players where he can get in your face with your shotgun, he can sit back and Lancer, and he's just very vocal for the team, and he, to me, he reminds me like a good hype man. So even when things aren't going your way, he's trying to keep everyone's heads in the game, but Sleeve for a nice double kill and make that 3 for him, so he's kind of returning the favor Exclusive did earlier on in this round.
Positive vibes right now for Fire and Ice. They break 100. They have 2 hills to the name. Maybe a triple cap coming up here. Involving again, taking down Sneak. And this is looking really good for Fire and Ice to tie things up. So we do see B-God just dipping away, finding some cover. It's the wrong person, B-God. Now smoke going in.
This is really good for Fire and Ice. Boom shots up in roughly 10 seconds. They have control of the map. I don't agree with Sleep for dying right there. Maybe he got caught out of position. With Boom shot coming up soon, they just need to hold the spot where they're at and then quickly go back for Boom. But that's a nice flank by Xena taking out Choche. The timing is right for Simplicity. They're going to be able to push through. Boom shot is up. They win this fight. They're going to win Boom shot. They're taking over the rest of this round, and this is looking like bad news for Fire and Ice.
Well, E has been incinerated for now, but it's neutral. No one has the hill. The Boom is in the hands of Simplicity, and we've talked about, you know, how you use this Boom shot. And I don't think you've been too happy in the way that it's been invested, but we'll see if that changes just now. Sneak taking down 1. Exclusive is going to find the double. 1, of course, being his teammate, but the time ticking away. 183 and counted. Simplicity need to go big. They need the neutralization. They are going to get it. Can they get the triple cap? That's the question. Choche going down, and just like that.
And to me, that's just one of those things. Even though Simplicity doesn't have a coach, that's what a coach would be able to do for you. They'll let you know certain times with the Boom shot, roughly 30 seconds, 20 seconds. You need to know your players can't die, and you need to hold the position. Sleeper was caught out somewhere. They were kind of overextending a little bit, and then that's what kind of did them in. Once Sleeper died, that allowed Xenon to get the flank through middle. Once Xenon got that kill, they kind of angled out the 3rd guy, and then the Boom shot with Simplicity is able to close it out as Sneak was able to pick up a pair of kills.
And I think you kind of pointed it out perfectly. You were saying, you know, Boom's up in 10 and straight away, you know, Waldo in the back looking around, the flank was on, and that was the one gunfight they needed to win. You win that, you get Boom, you win, you push up, and it would be 4-4, but it was just great timing from Simplicity. Good gunfights as well, you know, credit to them. They won those very important gunfights, but kicking things off, round number 9, still, Boom is down, and this time it's in the hands of Involving. We'll see what he can do with this, a very high-skilled player himself. Has he taken those incens as well? 2 down now for Simplicity. Toy on your screen, just bobbing around. Again, the kind of movement that he puts on is something special.
You know, as these respawn timers get longer and longer, they need to make sure that going for more and more kills, keep your advantage, keep staggering the deaths of Simplicity, maybe even use the Boom shot to move forward, grab a kill, and then use that kill to get another kill. You don't want to use the Boom shot to just get 1 kill and sit there, but you need to make sure you're continuously moving forward. If you're Simplicity, you're doing a great job kind of stalling for time until you get your teammates up to make this push that you see on your screen. That's going to be Exclusive and Hezi leading the charge. Xenon coming out to the flank. He's trying to catch Crystallized off guard. Crystallized noticing at the last second. Will he make the timing? No, he's going to get taken down as well. 2 members of Fire and Ice are going to fall, but Involving does have the Boom shot, but Involving's down on the map as well, so the Boom shot is out of play. Fire and Ice are seeming to crumble right before our eyes.
Well, crumble as they may. This could be another triple cap coming in right now. 3 down, 3 on the time as Choche's weak as well. Sleeper taken out, and just like that, again, we are going to see the break for a second there. Choche coming in. Crystallize is going to get a touch as well, but it's looking great for Simplicity to end this one, and you see so much good stuff from Fire and Ice, but right now it is not enough. Hezi with the double. B-God coming in, but Hezi just dominating here now, and that triple cap looking so close to getting it, but it's not going to happen again. They're denying the inevitable. Kill after kill here, we see Simplicity making moves, and that is what you love to see if you're a Simplicity fan, but these Latin American beasts, it's difficult to watch. They're putting good things on the board, they're getting the Boom, but it's that final stretch that they're falling short, and like you said, they're crumbling a little bit under that.
You know, and you said it perfect right there. They're doing everything right in the beginning of the matches. It's just being able to close it out or even hold a setup there in the mid game was what is faltering them right now. They had the boom shot. Even Involving was able to stay alive as 2 of his members fall. And then, you know, off screen somewhere he went down. And then that's something that can't happen if you have the boom shot. And if it does happen, you need to make sure you at least trade a couple of kills in order to make the odds even. But since he fell with that boom shot, his 2 teammates fell prior. That just made it where Simplicity was able to just take over the rest of that round with 6-3 lead. You know, I'm kind of scared for Fire and Ice now.
What I like about Simplicity is lowest kills 15, highest kills 19. Very, very close between them. You know, yesterday we saw something kind of crazy where, you know, you're seeing 30 bombs and then someone just breaking double digits. Insane. But look at that kill feed. We're going to see B-God and Choche picking up some power weapons. Exclusive does find one onto Crystallize now, but again, they're looking for that 7th round. Simplicity are looking to end it right here, but everything right now going right for Fire and Ice. Exclusive again, finding another kill for me. Potentially the MVP of the first map here, but Toy and Xenon, bit of trouble here.
Ooh, that pre-damage on Xenon was big with that pistol on the corner. That was all headshots as well. Choche getting one, Involving getting another. Xenon trying to stay alive, and that's going to get Choche with a nice double kill there. And this is what Fire and Ice needs to do. I just want to see them be able to do it consistently and keep the ball rolling.
So again, Fire and Ice. They are great at the start. They've come off. They've got all the positioning. They've got all the points. Surely this is a round for these guys here to put on the board. They're showing how good they really can be. And this, again, maybe just denying the inevitable. But breaking through is Simplicity for now. Toy and Exclusive picking up kills. Can they find any more? Can they do some more damage? Toy goes down. And we are going to see Exclusive fall as well. B-God coming into action. The player which Ryan kind of said was one to watch out for and really starting to step it up now in the later stages. And all this time, whether it's going to be a triple cap or it's going to be down on time, not a point on the board for Simplicity yet.
And Fire and Ice, even though they do have this huge lead, they need to be careful because as these respawns get longer, these later rounds, the score doesn't matter as much as just staying alive and getting some kills, because as soon as 3-4 members fall, that's going to make it where they can easily triple cap. You see Involving using that button, getting a kill on Exclusive, make that a double kill as he turns around, takes out Hezi as well. So Fire and Ice, they're doing a lot of right things here in the beginning, in the middle of the match. Can they close out this round is the question.
That's the criminal kind of thing of this round right now, is all I'm thinking about is imagine if Simplicity win. Because they're down by 100. They have no hills to their name. They're on the brink of elimination of the round, should I say, of the triple cap, and then they fight back into it. And I wouldn't put it past them to get right back in this and put a triple cap on the board themselves. They string a couple kills together and it could all be good night. Sweet dreams for Fire and Ice. Exclusive finds one. B-God goes down here. Sleeper's on the floor as well. Choche's down. Oh, we got to see something crazy from Simplicity.
Simplicity does look like they have the opportunity to get back into this one. Involving dying with the boom shot as well. So Simplicity has 4 dead. Make that, still 4 dead. I thought he was going to respawn, crystallize. And they have the boom shot as well. I don't think there's anything B-God's going to be able to do to make it to where they can kind of prolong this round longer than what it should. He's going to die. Choche's not there to get the touch. 7-3. Simplicity take it over Fire and Ice.
I can't believe it. Literally, as I was thinking, how do they do it? With a couple kills, Simplicity can do anything. Magical stuff there to watch, and that is going to be map number 1, 7-3.
That's going to be a bit of a heartbreaking loss. And we saw it was pretty much a domino effect. We saw B-God trying to throw an instant to get an easy kill, and then he falls. Choche throws a smoke to revive him. He falls. Everyone just collapses after that. And that was a round where Fire and Ice, they were working on the triple cap, and if they were able to get that, you would have seen a 4-6 game. But looking at the breakdowns of the initials, earlier on Fire and Ice, they pretty much dominated off of initials, and after that, Simplicity took off.
Yeah, so Fire and Ice started off pretty hot in the initials, mostly because they were winning the up-top fight.
Right.
So on Forge Blitz, the up-top fight is so important because basically it gives you a lot of lines of sight from the middle of the map and then the far lane over at the home hill, right? Especially on second half, too, and you have button control in the incinerator, and then the E-hills, obviously, in the incinerator. So for them to win those initials up top were really important. Yeah. That being said, once those stopped going their way, it kind of started to crumble from them. But the biggest thing to me, honestly, is that Fire and Ice just didn't close out rounds when they had the chance. Right?
Yeah.
How many times do they have the advantage, have numbers, have map control, have the final fight on the home hill you need to win in order to close the round out? You let someone spawn up, get chunked, buy more time, let someone else spawn up. By the time the whole team spawned up with smokes, you got to close it out before that happens.
There needs to be somebody on that team is kind of calling and controlling something like that, whether you're going for a triple cap, you got to know you're going for another round of slaying or something like that. Hey, we're just going to get touches. Somebody has to make that call. Otherwise, you have 5 people on the team that might not necessarily necessarily be on the same page of what they want to do in those situations.
I also think that they should have placed Marksa earlier. They have Sleeper on their team, who's one of the better Marksa players in the game. They didn't place the Marksa down until I think like they were down 6-3 or whatever it was. And so for me, like, you got to play into what your strengths are, especially when you're kind of looking as the underdog, right? If you have one of the best Marksa players, put it in his hand early, right? Give yourself the advantage.
Yeah, they did the same with Zenon. We saw the sniper rifle go down in the control tower, and Zenon absolutely went off. He went ahead and got a headshot, body shots, winning 1v1s, controlling the map. When you're able to do that and play the game your way, it's going to be hard for other teams to really come back against you. But coming in the map 2, it's going to be on Harbor. Do you think that the fire kind of fizzled for this Fire and Ice roster?
For me, it's not about the map right now. For me, it's about the way that they ended that last round. You know, potential triple cap. They're 100 points to 0, and they watch it for themselves. We all saw it just crumble between the fingers, and it's heartbreaking. Like you said, you know, that's something where you're looking at your teammates and like, we dominated for 97% of that round. We lost a wave of kills, and now we're here, you know, a map down. And it's frustrating to watch. It's frustrating for these guys to play in that kind of stuff. If they come out and win their initials again, maybe they can claw it back. But for me, again, it's just very demotivating for them.
Yep, and Fire and Ice, these guys, they are playing for a great cause. The organization that they're representing will be Hope Through Housing. Hope Through Housing is a nonprofit organization, and their mission is to break the cycle of the generalization of poverty. With more than 80 affordable housing communities throughout the regions of California, Arkansas, Florida, and Texas, they offer services, expertise, and coordination to inspire hope, present opportunity, generate prosperity, and catalyze empowerment for the individuals of all generations.
For this tournament, because now my team is so good. My team is so good because we play all the time in work, all time. We composed, and it's everything. We are here from Mexico, and we are here to win.
The beauty of Fire and Ice is just watching the come up of this team. Ryan was just talking about a story that he had from Crystallize, which was pretty inspiring.
Yeah, so one thing I remember about Crystallize, the very first Mexico City event was that, you know, this is before he was on, you know, some of the top teams, was walking around with like a notebook, and he was asking for contact info from certain North American teams that he really thought were, you know, really good, and he looked up to, and so he was asking us for contact info so that he could one day, you know, hopefully scrim against us, and now he's on the main stage on Championship Sunday.
Playing against some of the best teams out there. That's insane.
I think it worked. I know Ghost has scrimmed them before. I've seen streams where Optic scrimming them before, and ex-Fury guys or ex-Echo Fox, they've scrimmed them before. So from being able to come from that story to this is just amazing.
All right,
they grind.
Big time. Let's see if it all paid off right here, right now. Fire and Ice looking to even the odds against Simplicity. Momo and PR, take it away.
You hear the stories of players like that, you know, the hunger that they want it so bad. You know, they're not ashamed to go up to anyone, and if you want something that bad, you'll make it work. And this guy right now, he's trying to claw it back. One map down, of course. It's single elimination. Winner of this will go on to that semi-final, potentially up against the green wall. But don't rule anyone out just yet. Fire and Ice, 1-0 down. If you're just joining us here, Simplicity pretty much kind of clutched up, I would say. You know, the backs were against the wall for a lot of map 1, but, you know, they were winning rounds just when they shouldn't.
Yeah, that to me, that comes off composure and experience from these guys. They made sure to stay cool, collected, and not even winning most of the early game. Most of those rounds were dominated by Fire and Ice, and Simplicity was able to crawl back. But if we see early on, Toy is already on the other side of the map on Fire and Ice, and he's just making them lose those beginning points by breaking their hill. So great heads up play by Toy right there, and he's getting out and staying alive. So he's doing a little bit of everything here for the team.
Toy at his best is a phenomenal player, and it's a pleasure to watch something like that. Look at him, just directing him straight into Sneak, and Sneak will thank you. Say thank you, should I say, and take that kill involving will go down now. You look at the hills for a second, though. Fire and Ice controlling 2. A dead even score right now. He's going to be in a little bit of trouble. I think he didn't anticipate Sneak coming in there. As he jumps over, he may head to the sound hill. Look at his positioning. Sneak just getting in and amongst the enemy base as well. Right now, Simplicity, they don't have a hill. What's the game plan right now? Is it just go for kills, or what's on their mind?
Honestly, it is one of the first times I don't fully understand their game plan, but I mean, they're probably just trying to stay on their home hill and allowing the rest of their team to probably fight 3 for B there for a moment while they hold on to Fire and Ice's home hill. It does look like it's going to work for a second until they trade home hills back, but that would be the best guess at that one. They have that trust in Sneak and Toy to stay alive just long enough for the, like I said, the remaining 3 members to go and make that play for B, and it seemed to work. So, you know, hats off to Simplicity there for that interesting strategy in the beginning.
Certainly interesting for sure. Definitely something we don't see very often. Hezi now just looking for a little bit of information. He's going to spot 2. That's going to be Sleeper. Crystallize pushing forward. Nice strong Lancer fire there coming in. We're going to see him smoked out. He's going to be pushed as well. Weak, but he has the help of his teammate Toy. Again, makes a very important kill onto Sleeper. And right now, Simplicity getting right back in the game. They're going to take the lead here with a 2-cap. However, C being neutralized and taken over by Fire and Ice. We've seen so many hill changes here, and again, the rotation seems to be on point from both teams, but so even. Couldn't be any closer.
This is the first time I've really seen 2 home hills switch back and forth so often in just the first round alone. So back and forth once again. It does look like Simplicity is going to go towards their side of the hill. They're trying to get these members of Fire and Ice off. Triple cap opportunity coming out. Someone needs to be able to get that reset. Someone needs to get that touch. I thought it was going to be Sneak, but it's going to be Exclusive. He's the last member alive. He needs to buy just enough time for everybody to respawn. Toy is going to get up, and Exclusive is going to get that kill. So great composure there by Exclusive to stay alive and keep Simplicity in this round. But if you look at the score, Fire and Ice, they're going to start clicking away at this one. Simplicity needs to make another clutch move if they're going to get back in this round.
And that, again, is a moment where, you know, Fire and Ice could have closed it out. Don't get me wrong, they still probably will win this round, but it's a moment that they let slip, and that's just a 1v1. You did see a score update, though, up to Gaming. They're over the LATAM Kings, both in map and 3-0 in the current map, so looking to make themselves a nice, easy run into the semi-finals. Great start, though, for Fire and Ice, and I think a much-needed confidence boost coming in after the way they lost that first map.
I would like to see Simplicity kind of play more of the standard hardware, you know, going for B, but Toy and Sneak found themselves over there time and time again rushing for the other team's home hill. That would work if you can kind of, you know, keep your own home hill or have a strategy of defense around that, but it just seemed like they were kind of trading home hill, and for the majority of the round, it was Fire and Ice who held down B.
So talk to me about this for a second. Obviously, the block comes in. Is that basically, you know, taking the marker away from the opposing team, or is that, because obviously they could have put their power weapon, the sniper, which, you know, Xenon could be so good at, but is that like, we don't want to give them the marks?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, because when you're running at a spawn, you see this overhead map, a couple of people run to the catwalk, it's that little ramp that leads to winch or stern, you see members going there. That's where, if you're on the home hill, if you're Sleeper, you're getting the majority of your shots, and you're making it where they're full red going to this winch area. You see B-God on our screen, so great strategy by Simplicity. They have that game plan, and even though their coach Fallick isn't here, he's the guy that probably prepared them for this. He put in a lot of that work beforehand in order to get them this far.
I love the influence of the coach. Obviously, yourself doing a bit, Ryan as well. You know, it's a very important role, you know, and sometimes you can be the best player in the world, but if you've not got the guidance, it can hold you back for sure. Sneak, though, right now is going to take down one. Exclusive's going to fall as well. Sneak with the double. 3 down for Fire and Ice here as Exclusive, only the one on timer, but a potential domination coming in and the pressure being put on, but it's going to be held off just a second here. As Simplicity now looking to bite back. They control the winch, they control the stern as well. A little bit more of maybe your standard, would you say?
Yeah, 100%, except for I still don't understand why Xenon kind of overextended right there and dying. Fire and Ice not able to capitalize on that death just yet, but it does look like they're fighting for control on this boat. 4 members versus 3. They're forcing Hezi back, so this could even be a 3v2 up top. They know Crystallize is there. Hezi going for a little bit of a flank. That's going to be B-God missing his shot, but Crystallize turning around, making it happen. Crystallize with a double kill as well. And Sleeper picking up 1, so that's 3 dead on the side of Simplicity. I want to see Fire and Ice play aggressive, but once again, somebody's sneaking by and they're trading home hills. This is the story of the match.
This is, again, where you start to see Fire and Ice do such good work, but can they capitalize? Can they close it out? So far, in-game, we've seen some very strong stuff from Fire and Ice. We are going to see one go down. That's going to be crystallized. Sleeper goes down as well. Xenon picking that one up. And again, Simplicity, most certainly not out of this one. Sometimes you start to think, you know, is this round nearly over? And absolutely not. We're still in it here. And the hills are being exchanged so many times.
This is enough. This is one of those rounds where Fire and Ice has to do a little bit extra. They need to go across, neutralize Simplicity's home hill if they're going to start to get back into this one. 1 or 2 hills is not enough, so they need to do more. And if you see 2 more members of Simplicity already working towards B to get the break, so Fire and Ice needs to not only start winning their battles, but they need to start making these quick rotations before it's too late.
Love that Lance of Fire there. Sneak putting down into Sleeper. Sleeper a little bit confused. He's like, where am I getting shot from? Finally goes down. And Involving now rotating around, putting that Lance of Fire across here. A very, very strong performance right now here for Fire and Ice. 50 points down, 2 hills to 1. It's not looking good as we start to hear the chimes come in. And Simplicity trying to get the first round on the board here. Toy and Sneak there getting the kills. That's going to finalize it this time. 210 will be looming as we do see C being decapped for a couple seconds, but still tied up here, 1-1.
Simplicity striking back there, and like I said, these teams, I don't see too many setups going down as much as just constant fights and back and forth action trading hills. I want to see one of these teams kind of try and get it set up and hold it, and in order to do that, you kind of want to get the 2 hills, both your home hill and B, and then maybe put 2 people up top, 3 people up top, while 2 people down low, because once you have that up top control, you can shoot down on anybody and make your lives easier. And like I said, when you have the up top control as well, if you have control of B, you know the other team needs to break it, so you can even let them inside of B. Even if they break it, you should have that crossfire from up top, which should down the guy by himself, but a couple extra shots from down low as well would allow you to win that fight easily.
So Markta has been placed, but it's not in maybe the preferred position, if you like. Sleeper is going to be grabbing that, but the important things are these initials over by the winch. Who's going to be able to capitalize on this one? Oh my goodness, running straight past him. The double team comes in, but B-God deals with Sneak there. There's the shotgun again, so strong. Toy bouncing back and forward, not going to be enough as Choche Crystallize coming up with the goods here. 3 players down, and the push is on. Exclusive, though, has rotated round, trying to get the break onto A, and he will make it here.
These purple red Sleeper with that marks are gonna take out Exclusive. So trading back and forth yet again. Fire and Ice, they look like they're threatening with that triple cap again. Hezzy needs to go in. He needs to get the decap because the touch isn't enough. He's gonna do just that. 3 more members of Fire and Ice are gonna flood this hill, taking out 3 members of Fire and Ice. Sorry, Simplicity was flooding that hill, and this is their opportunity here to get back into the game. And this is where Fire and Ice, you're winning this early game and you're making it happen. You just need to be able to stay alive and close it out when it matters.
I love that from Hezzy as well, just on his home hill, the way that he, did the damage, but he dipped out, stayed alive. It wasn't greedy. Sometimes you see players chasing kills and, trying to be the hero, if you like, but right now it's all about just staying alive. I will say I've been very impressed just generally with Fire and Ice over the first couple moments here, but can they close it out? Can they go that one step further? Optic Gaming looking strong to head into the semi-finals. One of these teams will be joining them, and I tell you what, that's going to be an even tougher game, but Zenon and Hezzy finding a double, finding a triple, and now, can they start the pressure? Can they put it on Fire and Ice, and can they get back into this one?
Yeah, with Marx's out as well, Zenon did look like he was going to try and steal Fire and Ice. He's putting himself in a bad spot. He is going to be full red. He's going to be down. Crystallize not able to get that kill. Hezzy with the save for the time being, but this is where Fire and Ice needs to start to gather, get it together, because even though they do win off of 1 hill, Simplicity looks like they're winning the majority of these fights, and eventually they're going to be able to push through and get that triple cap like they did rounds prior. So if I'm Fire and Ice, I'm trying to slow the game down and making sure everyone is playing calm, cool, and collected, because once you start getting a little antsy, that's when you start to slip up and you start to die, get out of position when you shouldn't be.
Oh, and we see the damage that the Marxer can do as well, making all those players weak here. Not going to be enough. Involving does take down Sneak, and this is an awkward position for Zenon. What's the best thing to do right now? Do you back off when you're, against the numbers, or hold your ground or down there by a B?
It all depends. It didn't really see the full situation there. If they didn't see Zenon there, maybe you can kind of hide where you're at. But I do see now he was spotted. You kind of back out, wait for a teammate. If they go in and get the break, that's fine. You can kind of bait them in and get kills. But this is where the situation is. You might not even necessarily be able to cap it. You got to go for the kills. You got to wipe them off and then go for the breaks. But you have to be very aware of the time. Less than 20 seconds clicking away before they can steal it.
Uh-oh. Time is ticking away. They're not getting any points right now. And look at that double kill coming in. They're going to be able to retake B. They've got C as well. Looking good for Fire and Ice. Can they make their mark? 207 comes in, and that's going to be the round to Fire and Ice. Strong stuff, and you could see that what they were trying to do there down by B, and Fire and Ice too strong.
Right there, they had to make quick moves, Simplicity did, but they didn't have to rush it the way they did. They could have waited just a little bit for the reinforcements to come in and then make a last-second group effort push, but they kind of went in 3 of them and then 2 of them, and then, you know, that's where you left Xenon all by himself because he wasn't actually in the fight just yet. He was kind of over at B trying to get the cap. So they need to make sure, even though you have to make the move quickly, you need to make sure all 5 of you are on the same page.
Okay, let's get back into this one. Across the board, though, B got 6 kills, highest only on 11. Everyone putting a shift in here today. 2 teams butting heads, and you love to see it. Very much like map number 1, very, very close here. We're going to see the Marxers already dishing out the damage. Xenon feeling it, but up top we're going to see Hezi and Sneak take control. They're actually going to get that frag as well. So this should be Simplicity here, taking control. But the one thing I will say about Simplicity, maybe a little bit better at closing out these rounds. And again, love that Lancer Fire putting onto Sleeper. He's going to be weak as well, maybe challenged from the side. Can they go for the potential triple cap this early, though?
They can, but somebody needs to go ahead and back up Hezi. Oh, that frag. Hey, that's going to... Oh, the spawn shield coming out. He's able to get the touch, but a nice double kill by Toy. Like, those nades were very, very crucial in the success of Simplicity right there. As you can see, how the timing window right there as they go for the up A. He threw that first one. The spawn shield was still active. It wasn't able to do anything, but then when he threw that second one, getting the double kill, that was a little bit better, but Simplicity, they're catching fire right now.
I love how we saw it from... the other player's perspective. We just saw frag after frag being thrown on in, and perfectly placed by Toy as well. 2-2, all tied up. A very quick round as well, and that's what you see from Simplicity. When they get that lead, they can finish it out, close it out, and Fire Ice, they just don't seem to have that that tenacity to kind of do it. They are obviously winning rounds, but nevertheless, Simplicity back in this one as we head to round number 5. The respawn delay has been increased, but oh my goodness. I sound shocked, but it's Optic Gaming, a 7-0 victory over the Ladam Kings. That is a 2-0 win in the series. Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah, especially, you know, coming in with 2 subs, you get out of pool play. Maybe you think things are going a little bit better than what they should have, but the dream was crushed on their championship Sunday as Optic Gaming begins to heat up already. That's a good warm-up match if you're Optic, but on the other side, Ladam Kings, you got to be a little bit disappointed, but I wouldn't even take that one to heart too much.
Yeah, that's Optic Gaming, and that's what they do. Interesting to see how they do in the rest of the tournament, but let's get back into the action here as a potential triple cap coming in. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a very quick round, 50 seconds. And you know what? Standing up, high-fiving and hyping up your team is what it's all about after those rounds. That's going to be the best feeling in the world, you know, when you're down, but you start to get a couple rounds, and then suddenly, 52nd round, you're getting gassed up by your teammates, you're being told you're the best in the world. You got to feel good about yourself when you're in that position.
Yeah, 100% there, but this is very, very interesting because we saw in the first map, it was actually Fire and Ice who wasn't afraid to throw that boom shot down when things weren't working. We're in a similar situation here, even though it is 3-2, it's kind of close. You can throw that boom shot down middle, change up the strategy for 1 round, and then go right back into your second half where the weapons are wiped off the map. So they're going to go ahead and trust this overkill, which I don't disagree with it, but you know, you need to make big plays early on.
Okay, well, no one going for the overkill, surprisingly, as we do see the smokes put out. And Hezi, look at that, dipped in, grabbed those frags, and he's out of there. Sneak's picked up a kill. Those frags as well cannot be underestimated. These are lethal to say the least. Hezi finds another, and this is not looking good here for Fire and Ice. We're going to see B-God dip out. He does get a kill on his way, so not terrible. Can he find the double? This would be huge for the squad, but under pressure, under fire. And now is a 1v2, trying to find something, not going to do so. And then we're going to see Simplicity take both home hills here, but down low at B, it's going to be Sleeper taking that hill.
This is 22-second respawns. I kind of want to see them play for something a little bit more. Somebody's out of position all by themselves on the home hill of Fire and Ice, but they're not making this play for B. So this is where I'm a little confused right now what's going on. They could be more efficient, but it does look like they might have an opportunity to come out on top here. As you see Sleeper going to be taken down, so B going to go in favor of Simplicity, and Fire and Ice finally getting their home hill back for that second. But I would like to see that happen a little bit cleaner, a little bit smoother. You did have a man advantage, and on 22-second respawns, that's everything.
Yeah, you saw those frags invested, and honestly, they just weren't capitalized on, and maybe they were just trying to flush the player out, which eventually, yes, it did work, but it took time, it took investment, it took those frags, and maybe Simplicity can close it out nevertheless here, but we're going to see a double there from Choche, Sleeper as well, and my goodness, that's 5 down.
That's 100%. That's 5 down. But Xena going to be able to spawn. He's going to have an opportunity, a moment to try and fight back for Simplicity. But Sleeper should be the only one going over here. The rest of the members of Fire and Ice should be swarming towards that home hill right now. Triple cap opportunity is going to come out for Fire and Ice. The stun's going to come out. Xenon not able to get the touch. And there you go. Fire and Ice tied up here. 3-3 going into the half. But this is what we kind of saw before the round prior, where it was back and forth, unable to close it out, especially in the second half. Fire and Ice trying to do a 180 here in our second map, trying to close it out, but it's Simplicity just not letting them get away with it.
Simplicity there almost reminded me of Fire and Ice. You know, from map 1, Simplicity kind of had the lead. They had everything. They, you know, 4 down, and they were just too slow on B. And, you know, they gave Fire and Ice an inch, and they took a mile here, but all tied up. This is much like map number 1. 3-3. We had a listen in on map number 1 with Fire and Ice. Let's hop on board with Simplicity and see what they have to say.
Get line, get winch. Go box. All right. I'm not dying. You guys have to commit though. Like, you have to get struck. Yo, you're getting flanked, Zidane. Hey, yo, you're getting flanked. All right. Yo, RP. Watch out.
They're baby.
She's in winch. I think one.
I'm down now, bro. I'm dead.
This dude, I
Can't stay up.
Zeke, you're alone.
Nobody wins.
Okay, I'm with you, Hezzy. I'm going back our hill. Look, there's one flank up right there.
I'm holding winch. I'm staying here to the
Sorry. Look at the hill.
Okay, Zeke. I got small.
They're pushing up our gutter. Hurt, involving.
He's right here in the berry. Yo, they went to the hills on spawn. Yo, the 5th kid's right here. Can I get a smoke on the line? Yo, the 5th kid's in their hut. The middle berry.
Involving her.
There's 3 our hill. Yo, I can flank SK.
Her, be God.
Bro, I'm a pistol.
You're alone though.
Be God, spray. No. I'm one shot, bro.
Here's a read.
I have the hill, guys. I
pushed up.
I have 1. You guys have 3.
In front of you.
You guys have 3. I have the hill. I can't catch the hill. I can't catch. Right here. One shot.
Break the. No.
Yo, I can shoot. Yo, wait. I can shoot for you guys. Wait. Stay up. Yo, run, Ryan. Keep running. You have 1v, Jeff. There's 2, Jeff. You have 2. I can't help you anymore. I can't help you anymore.
He's on Jeff.
Oh my God.
I can't help you.
I'm coming on top.
I got 2.
I'm ready to go to hill.
Yeah, he has 2. I mean,
yo, they are so scared of me. You guys suck. I swear to God.
I smoked the back of here, man. I smoked the back of the hill.
Smoked it.
I'm getting on the hill.
He's pressing up steps.
I'm gonna go down for this.
Jamie.
Yo, you're about to just shoot our hill, bro.
Let's go to E right now. Let's push it up.
Go, come on.
Yo, Jeff, they're gonna try to finish you off.
We gotta kill.
Play numbers, guys.
I'm coming next.
Yo, none of you guys get secret, man.
I got her here.
I'm watching mid.
Behind his X.
Yo, he left for 7. He left for 7, guys. I'm
Down.
There's a kid up here.
Yo, this 1, 2, 3.
You're up top.
Yo, Jeff.
I have the home, guys. Yeah, just gotta win that. We win.
Yo, we can be patient and wait for the smoke.
Yo, wait. I don't know where his smokes are. Dude, left.
I'm one shot.
Patient, bro.
I'm dead now.
Dude, you're alone.
You're still up somehow?
Bro, that is so annoying, bro. Just wait, bro.
I'm stolen. I'm dead now. There's 2 on their home. 2 will win. One is gonna flank our hut, and one's gonna go to.
I'm down behind me.
X, that's only 1 on the hill.
Oh, behind you, our hut.
All right.
There's 2 behind you.
Go, Jeff.
In our hut.
One shot.
Sweeper down. Yo, one's hiding our cat. Yo, 2 up top. There's 2 up top.
There's only 2 up top.
You guys need to get there.
No, there's probably 3. There has to be more than 2.
We can't get up top.
There has to be more than 2.
We can't get up top.
Bro, hold on. Right there, bro. Me and Steve called it. Said, we're going to 2v1 their hill, and like, we're going to have shots for free, and then you guys go down. All you guys die. Like, stay up, bro. Listen to each other. Also, right there, we're retaking E. I say, look, like, wait for the smoke to pop, and you start walking up. Like, just wait, bro. We need to be more patient. That's it.
You guys all right? Let's get it, boys. Give me some.
Let's go. Right there.
Lead teammates. Call names.
Bro.
You said it,
bro. X to fucking marks this on this side. Let's get this around.
Go, boys.
I'm getting in box mode and I'm rolling out, bro. They always throw at the lace.
Get a mark.
I try. It's Choche.
Wow, I felt like I was part of that. Listening there, I felt the energy, the heat, the disappointment. You know, a lot of frustration as well there. You know, missed strategies, miscommunication, if you like. What do you make of that one?
They're just very, very passionate, and you see the levels. And this is one thing I want to talk about when you emphasize something. Toy kind of being a calm person. Somebody said don't get Secret Man. And as soon as they saw B-God hiding in there, Toy's just screaming at the top of his lung, behind you, behind you. So you got to be able to emphasize which callouts are more important than others. So you can't just be screaming at all times, you know. So just make sure you guys have that volume control if you guys are trying to aspire to, you know, improve your gameplay.
Incredible stuff, and you know, you could kind of see, you know, a little bit of frustration between the two players, but you know, back in it right now, and a very strong start to the round here as we do see D go in control of Simplicity as the home hill for Fire and Ice, but over by the stern is where it's all about, and right now Simplicity do have control, but Fire and Ice actually in the lead here, 4-3, and we didn't really see this at the start of the series. We thought Simplicity would be a little bit more dominant, but great to see from Fire and Ice.
They're showing up here, like I said, my biggest critique is they're not able to close out these rounds when it matters most, but with a 4-3 lead, they're doing something right. That's going to be B-God, put full red as he's trying to push up. Fire and Ice going to be able to neutralize E, but everybody seems to be very, very weak on the side of Fire and Ice, so this could go bad.
They're weak, but they're certainly not down and out just yet. Crystallize finding one. Trying to go for the neutralization. They're going to get that as well. Can they get the kills? Toy answering back as well, and B-God trying to circle around. Toy's going to find a pickup there for a second, but now Toy goes down. Choche with the double. And this is looking even better for Fire and Ice. Are we going to see this push to a third map? That's the question. Right now, Fire and Ice look really, really hot.
Right now, they're actually going to choose to set up, trying to hold, but that's going to be Sneak pushing across. And he's going to be stopped in his tracks there for a moment. He's not going to be able to advance far enough. Somebody's going to come off spawn, get that angle. So it's going to be up to Simplicity. You see 4 members gathering around. It looks like they're going to try and make a push towards up top. First couple of smokes going out. Counter smokes from Involving as well. And that's going to be B-God. He's going to make the first line of defense, but they're trading kills. Still a 4v4 going down here. That's going to be Fire and Ice looking like they're going to come out on top. But every time I think something like that, Simplicity evens it up. Fire and Ice, they need to have a little bit more defense on these setup holds, and that should be B-God going down next. 4 died at one point or another. Crystallize on the map by himself. Involving coming out of spawn, and now he's forced to go towards his home hill, so they know where Choche and Involving are going to be off of respawn, so they don't even have to mark him to know where they're at.
Oh my goodness, Involving in a world of trouble there. Shot left, right, and center, and talking about closing rounds, how can Simplicity now come up with a triple cap potentially here? They're putting the damage in. All the players flooding. This will be a little longer than we thought here, but B-God gets it. He goes down, 3 go down, and Crystallized left alive. Exclusive trying to deal with him, and that is light work. Simplicity back on top.
4-4. Tied up here. Simplicity, you know, they're not going down without a fight. And that's one of the biggest critiques coming into this event is can they close out these rounds? We saw them be able to do it once against Reciprocity. They faltered in round number 13 against Space Station, and here they are against Fire and Ice. They were able to close out map number 1, tied up here in map number 2. So both of these teams have the struggle of closing out these rounds, and I do believe that is why it's so close.
Very, very close indeed. Markset has gone down here, 4-4. I know you made your predictions at the very start of this PR, but obviously after seeing, you know, that first map, these 8 rounds, you think Fire and Ice have got it in them to not only win the map, but even push this series and take this?
They could easily win the map, push the series, and have a chance to take it. They just need to step up. They need to give that extra oomph, especially when things like this happen. Toy full red, getting crossed out, wins that 1v1 against Sleeper in that close range battle, and this is an interesting strategy from Simplicity. They're just choosing to, you know, give up top, play for the 2 home hills on the low side, and go from there. This is where it's going to be up to Fire and Ice to try and make this push, try and make this play, but it's just a matter of where. If I'm Fire and Ice, I need to count the numbers. There's going to be 3 on one side and 2 on the other, so I need to figure out where, especially with that first pick by B-God. Fire and Ice, they need to start moving right now and strike while they have the advantage.
VC Sleeper there, taking D. The mark side was connecting a couple times, but a few missed shots there. Choche's going to take down Toy, and you know what? Add Exclusive to the list. Add Xenon to the list. This is Fire and Ice, and they're pushing forward. Now trying to go for a potential triple cap, but obviously the respawns here getting a little higher. It's going to be a bit of hot water for Simplicity. Sneak, World of Trouble, 3 go down, and look at this. It's like roles reversed, almost deja vu, but on the flip side of things, it's Simplicity. Simply not enough here. We are going to see Fire and Ice go up 5-4. For me, this game, this map has round 13 written all over it.
You see the smile on Choche's face. You know they're playing really well. closing out a couple of these rounds, which is good. That's going to let them gain some momentum here to try and close out the map and force a game number 3. But Simplicity, on the other hand, they have an opportunity here to put down a weapon. If they put down the instance, I can see them trying to go for a similar strategy as the round before, especially with the marches on the map, try and catch somebody off guard. But at the same time, you don't want to, you know, do the same thing over and over when it's supposed to be a trick strat, because then you're going to catch them, you know, doing that strat. If you're Fire and Ice, you're going to catch on, and then you're going to be able to defend it. Yeah,
trick strat is not a trick when it's happened 3 times in a row, but Incense put down gives them a little bit more of a reason to go there, but this time we're going to see a 4-1 split for Simplicity. Interesting, look, the one player that's pushing through is going for a flank. It'll be interesting to see exactly what he has on his mind, but
it's a headshot with the marks of Sleeper early on against the home hill of Zenith, so he's going to get a free hill. If Fire and Ice can win E, and they can win it fast, this could be a triple cap right in the beginning of the round.
This is not good news. Not for Simplicity, but Fire and Ice trying to go big here. They've now taken E. Toy backing off, trying to play the patient game. 2 go down. Hezi and Exclusive. Toy goes big, but it's not going to be enough, and there we have it. Triple cap nearly coming in, but E has been broken. The problem now is Sneak has a lot of players pinching on in. This is going to be tough for Sneak. He finds one. Can he find the second? Can he go big? That's the question. Sneak, oh my goodness, doesn't manage it. But Choche deals with him for a second. They are still in the game. They're 50 points down, but we've seen Simplicity fight back from worse than this.
Sleeper, he's one of those people, like we said, you know, they block off one of the marcher spots, they put it down in another, and he's actually putting it to use, getting that headshot early on. I do think that Exclusive probably rotated back, which is why he couldn't get that cap right away, but he did get the instant, did get the kill on Exclusive, so that puts them in a prime position. Look at the score, Momo. It's 90-15 and counting, so they got a huge cushion right here, so they need to know how they're going to defend. If I'm Crystallized, I'm not even worried about this cross angle. You only see one. There's 4 people about to push you on the backside. You got to get ready for this defense.
There he is, he's turning around. The smoke is going to cover him though, and this is going to be a huge, huge fight. There's going to be an absolute bloodbath going down by the stern, and now Crystalline beat 2v1. He's going to have to back off. He's regrouping with his team, and this is what they need. They need to make it a 2v2. No kills yet. I can't believe it right now, but I feel like they're all going to fall at once in a second. Involving finds the double. Exclusive and Toy answer back, and now Toy taking, decapping the hill. 3 go down as the melee comes in onto Involving. And Simplicity making an argument to actually get back in this. Crystallized go down. We see one get up as well. Simplicity, they're turning this around.
Now Zenith has to do is stay alive, but you got to be able to keep pressure as well. You know your teammates are eventually going to try and push up. You need to get some marks on him. Exclusive, he's in no man's land right now. He needs to get out of there alive. Toy going with the rescue, and Zenith's going to rotate over with his instance. They're in a prime position to tie it up here 5-5. First instant going to go out. It's going to connect, and there you have it. Simplicity tying it up again. This is a back and forth fight, something I personally did not expect to see. So hats off to both of these teams for putting out a show in our first match of the day.
Whew, this is intense. Like I said, round 13 has a place for me in this map. I want to see this go down to the wire. But the crazy thing is, Simplicity, you know, they seal the deal and they win around 13. They go on. Maybe they can do some damage in the semifinals. But what are we going to see? Talk up top as well. Talk to me about this. Obviously, a lot of the weaponry put down at low. That, of course, was a lot of Simplicity. Fire and Ice are basically taking the power up top.
I like this. They're winning a lot of these up-chopped exchanges towards the first half. And so they put the bow up there. That's going to give them height advantage, allow them to shoot down. And plus, there's a hill up top, and that's going to force Simplicity to kind of match them there. There's no more trick shots, sending a guy in the middle or things like that. We're going to have some clear-cut gameplay for this round.
Here we go. Getting back into it. Up top, the 1v1 down low. Sneak and Crystallize, they just don't want to make that first move. I feel like it's almost first come, first serve right now. But no, back into position. My goodness, B-God's got to come in. Now Sneak sees the 2v1, but he'll be able to call out that to his team. And maybe those guys will have an advantage up top, and they will. Torgo taken. Not going to connect with the first one.
Sneak pushing up. He's going to get that kill on Crystallized. Nice shots by Hezi to get B-God full red, but Fire and Ice once again doing a good job evening it up every time. Huge double kill by Involving. Hezi doing what he can to even it up as well. This match is one of those neck and neck nail bites. I say it time and time again. B-God, he's going to try and run away, try and stay alive for his team, taking a lot of damage right now. If he can somehow get out with a kill, that would be huge. He does not. Toy's going to take him out, but triple cap coming out from Xenon against Sleeper. Sleeper's going to save the round right there. So if I'm Simplicity, I need to make sure I stay alive here, especially since everybody is coming off a respawn on the side of Fire and Ice.
Hezi there once again, trying to do damage. Obviously, a Torg, very hard weapon to use, but interesting up top. We do see E just kind of giving up. Fire and Ice just take over that with no pressure at all.
I want to see him rotate those instants out to wherever they're going to push the next hill. And if that's going to be up top, that means you make sure you go up top. They do have control of instants. I do believe they have at least a couple bows left, so they have a good opportunity. I want to see if Hezi knows this cheeky angle to try and bow under the cover. It doesn't look like he's going for it just yet, but where they're sitting, you can kind of bow underneath one of those covers and shoot it far enough back. But right now, you need to push up in order to get that. But he's going to get that bow in evolving? No. Oh, I thought it was close.
Nicely stood still. I thought he might have done there, but the incense are in the hands of Toy. He's going to let it burn, but a little bit wasted there, trying to invest it. Doesn't happen. Toy goes down, so no more incense. I'm not sure if we've got any talk as well, but Simplicity have a very slight lead, but they do not have map control at all. This looks good for Fire and Ice right now. Sleeper taking down Exclusive. Again, this battle of the marks are down low, still ongoing.
I think Sleeper's getting the better of Xenom in terms of headshots. He's got a couple of crucial headshots to open up rounds, to catch people off guard. But Fire and Ice, they're not really making use of their numbers advantage. The Exclusive was taken off of boat. They were able to get control of up top, but they're not doing anything after that. And to me, that's a little bit puzzling because they haven't been able to hold the setup either. So what they're doing isn't working necessarily, and what they're not doing isn't necessarily working. As Bo is going to be in the hands of Evolving for the time being. Simplicity, they're going to be forced to rotate around. They give up top, so they got to go somewhere. But Exclusive, he's going to be stopped in his tracks. Simplicity doesn't have time on their side. They're going to be forced to go.
Yep, they've got to go. They've got to go now, and it's looking good here for Fire and Ice with 2 hills to the name as well. No hills being decapped right now. They are looking beautiful. They're going to hit that round number 6, just 1 round away from pushing this to a 3rd and final map. Look at that, back and forth literally for the previous 5 rounds here. If the trend continues, yes, we will see a round 13, and who's going to clutch up, who knows, but Fire and Ice, most certainly a team to watch here.
Fire and Ice, they're actually putting on a show, and shows that one victory versus Hive, even though Hive was kind of the expected winners out of that, and they had a nice underdog Cinderella story in order to beat them. They showed maybe they weren't the underdogs. Maybe we just weren't as knowledgeable as we thought. Maybe we slept on their preparation for this event. But you know, when you have the King Choche on your side dropping 24 kills, that's gonna do something for you.
And Xenon only 11 as well. You know, maybe a little bit underperforming, but the boom is down in mid. Interested to see who goes for what right now. Of course, Sleeper, of course, is taking the Archer, and now he puts damage into everyone. Trying to find Xenon, but Xenon actually tags him up. He's going to have to back down. Exclusive does find that first. Hezi has that boom. Hezi capitalized, but he's actually going to kill himself as well, so no reward there. Sneak and Exclusive go down. This is good for Fire and Ice.
This is a big battle for Toy. It's just a 1v1, but this is a crucial 1v1. He's going to take out Choche, so that means they have to go up top and fight him if they're going to do anything right there. And he actually gets the bow as well, narrowly missing that one on Sleeper. Xenon, he has all the confidence in the world. He's playing for it. He wins this fight. They win the game, but he's going to get taken out. So Sleeper saving the round again, and that is huge plays by Fire and Ice. That's going to give them a 1-man advantage for probably about like 8 seconds as Choche spawns up here for a minute. But they need to make these moves quick. They need to get the position they want. But Toy taking out Crystallize with the torque bow, halting any push they can make. That gives Simplicity the advantage now.
Incredible shot from Toy there. And again, they were close, obviously, to that triple. No one wanted to make the first move. Now, Crystallize is going to be coming off Spawn.
It's going to slow down just a little bit. Neither team wanted to make an ill-advised push without their members. Fire and Ice forced to let Crystallize respawn up. Now this is where you're going to see a push from Fire and Ice. It does look like, just judging where the members are, they're going to make that push towards up top. Toy, 2 bows left. Need to be careful here if you're Fire and Ice. On the other hand, you need to be very precise where you shoot this torque bow if you're Toy. First one going out, not even connected anything. Luckily, he does have one more. I don't think it was able to connect with anything just yet, so this is going to be a full-on setup here for Simplicity. They're lacking a Lancer on the side of Toy, but do you need it if you're Toy?
Well, he's already capitalized on one thing, and now he's going to pick up another B-God as well. And the pistol coming in, that's going to be involved and very weak, but Toy, I like that. He backs down, he doesn't chase the kill. He's very weak, though, but he has the support of his teammates this time. And Simplicity, you know, this is where your heart's beating, this is where it's in your throat, and you're thinking, we have to win this round. We lose this, we're going to play a whole nother map. Push it to a round 13, it's anyone's game. Pistol connects. Oh my goodness. Sleeper goes down and turn. Can he find the second one? Not going to happen. Rolling away with the Nasher as well. Toy trying to make some remarkable play. Not going to happen. But Hezi has got the boom once again.
This is their opportunity here to close out this round. They just need to sit on the home hill. As long as Hezi hits the boom shots and doesn't choke with it, they Simplicity should tie it up and force a round number 13.
Straight up to him. Hezi is going to go down, but he's going to take himself with him there. I think he'll be okay with that. PR, this is it. Round 13. It's been back and forth. 6 rounds in a row right now. Who's your money on?
Let me think.
Take your time.
I just want to listen to Choche for a minute. Let me look at him one time. The king. What advice is he giving the rest of his team? I see Ryan praying to the gods right now. We got a Choche fan over here, but I do think it's going to go in favor of Simplicity. Like, if I had to guess one or the other, they're the ones that, even though they might not necessarily winning the initial fights, they're the ones coming back, holding their composure, and closing out these rounds out of the 2. Even though it is 6-6, I do got to go for Simplicity here.
And you think this is why he's taking the boom out, seeing as they were so good with it. You know, they got it both times. They did kind of utilize it as well in certain situations. They're going to put frags down instead of that. How does that change the game with 24-second respawns?
It makes it where you're not pressed to go for boom off the initial, so that makes it where the round you have the option to make it last a little bit longer than usual, and it doesn't force one-dimensional fight, but it also, you know, if Fire and Ice is trying to, they can throw out a trick strap for something like this.
All right, round 13. Ladies, gentlemen, can Fire and Ice stay in the game? Who's going to be the player to step it up?
Has he already forced back early on? That should give the advantage up top to Fire and Ice. Nades in the hands of, I do think Choche actually able to pick that one up. So they do have the advantage here. And I'm kind of like curious how they even got nades. It looked in the beginning like Simplicity was kind of sending their numbers towards over there. First nade going out from Choche. That's just trying to force the guy back. Doesn't necessarily need a net with a kill, but he's going to try and come out on top. Choche, 3 kills, the king, making it happen in round number 13. And this is where I expect him to continue to push forward. Is he going to get a 4th kill? No. He's going to be taking out Sneak, trying to do everything he can. It's not enough. Crystallize taking him out in the hands. The match is on the shoulders of Zenon.
And there he is. He's got to go big. He has to go big, and he has to go big right now. He's going to be so weak, dipping and diving. The spawn's going to come in, but is it too late? That's the question. Look at that time, and we are going to be going to one more map, Fire and Ice. They clutch up once again, the back and forth, but it's all down to the frags, the mastermind behind everything, taking out the boom, replacing it with the frags and capitalizing it. Completely interested to hear what the analysts have to say about that one, but I think Ryan's going to be happy.
Oh, hail the king.
Hail to the king.
Yes. Choche going absolutely huge. That initial right then and there, he outshotgunned Toy Soldier. Got the double kill with the frag grenade. Choche really carried the team on his back, but there's a silent MVP in this whole matchup. Sleeper in the 1v1 against Zenon with the Markset. I mean, it was impressive. What did he do so well with the Markset really in your eyes?
To me, it wasn't even that he was putting damage. He was getting headshots when it mattered. I saw him in one of the initials. He takes Zenon out across the map on the home hill, able to get the instant to take out exclusives after. Another round, he was able to shoot from his home hill up towards that wench and take out exclusive again with the headshot. So yeah, putting that damage is fine, but when you have a player like Zenon who could rip heads and actually turn the tides with getting kills, that's where you could take over a game.
And on a map like Harbor, where the up top fight is so far away from the home hill fight, that 1v1 is so important. And we talked about it after the first map. Use your strengths, right? Put the marks in his hand early. They put the marks in his hand early. Look how effective he was. Look how many times he was able to save rounds for them when they lose the fight up top. But next thing you know, he popped ahead. He's on the home hill. That buys all the time in the world. And that's such an important part of why they're able to win this map.
And the way you were talking about this, I mean, you might be a coach or something, man.
You know, I might have a little bit of experience in things like weapon drops and how to play in the strength. I don't know.
Exactly.
I've been around the block once.
So, does this win change your predictions just a little bit? Everybody here rooted for Simplicity. Silently, I would say Fire and Ice has a shot in this. Do you guys think that Fire and Ice might come out with the upset, or are we still going towards Simplicity?
I'm still going for Simplicity.
Okay.
Even though they did win that round in clutch factor, if Choche doesn't get that double kill with the nade, you know, Simplicity is still battling back.
Yeah. They can't give him nades for free there either. No.
Yeah,
Choche walked
we
right
kind
up.
of looked at that. It just seemed so easy. It was like, oh, it's not a boom, and they grabbed it. And, you know, it was more effective than any boom that we kind of saw, obviously, during the series. But to answer your question, I am still siding with Simplicity, and the reason why is when Simplicity are winning rounds, they're winning it so convincingly. You know, the triple caps 50 seconds a minute. And I think Fire Night, don't get me wrong, their hunger's there. They're winning in 2.5 or to 2:10, for example. Yeah. But can they keep that consistency up? I'm interested in, I think the last map is Slab, I think, but interested to see how these guys play it out. I'm not sure, obviously. I'm not seeing either of the teams on it, but Simplicity just seemed like a more well-rounded team, I feel. But
I would agree with that.
I do think Fire and Ice, they have that momentum. Choche's the king, and who knows?
Hey, so this is official what we're calling Choche now, the king.
What do you mean now? What do you mean now? Choche is the king, has been the king, and will always be the king of Latin America. Let's get one thing straight.
No, there you have it. On the flip side, you take a look at Simplicity. As you said, Momo, they are the complete roster. We all expect all players to really, fire off on all cylinders, but I feel like there's one player left out of the equation. And thanks to Sleeper, Xenon really didn't have a huge impact.
No,
at all.
At that game, we looked at the end and we saw 20 kills kind of across the board, and he was sat at like 11 or 12.
Exactly.
And we talked about Xenon as that player, to go off, to kind of clutch up, and he did that in map 1 by all means. But will we see it in map 3? We'll have to wait and see.
To me, the kind of story of that map, actually, and Jacob, you kind of hit the nail on the head during round 11, was the inability to capitalize on numbers. So the biggest thing I noticed, just kind of looking at my notes, was this map, for example, had, I think, the most rounds won off of time that I've probably seen all weekend. What that means is the teams are not capitalizing on their numbers, right? If you're properly capitalizing on your numbers, that means you are getting the advantage, you're pushing to the next kill, next thing you know, you have the wipe, and you're trip capping. But to be able to basically back and forth, either team, neither could hold a setup, right? Every time there'd be a setup, 3 kills. Would not capitalize, spawn up, they would retake. 3 kills, not get a trip cap. Rinse, repeat, then you got 210. Next round.
You're actually right. You're right. Because, Jacob, you touched up on it at the beginning of the game. We saw Simplicity try to go for a triple cap, and you even said, I don't know what they're doing right now. What's the cause of this? We basically saw Simplicity had one person trying to lock down the hill, and the rest were really trying to slay out. And they tried a lot of different strategies. What would you like to see moving forward when it comes to getting that domination triple cap? Because when it happens, it has to happen fast.
Yeah, I would like to see them be a little bit more organized and kind of play with confidence. Like, these are all skilled players. You have the numbers advantage. Use your numbers to get numbers. It seems like they're very confident taking 1v1s, and they're quick to react when that happens. But for some reason, when it's a 2v1, 3v1, they're just a little slow. And I think they're just playing a little bit too cautious, a little too safe. Like, yeah, you don't want to die when you have numbers, but you also want to be able to use numbers to get more numbers, use numbers to get the weapons and things like that.
I think sometimes on maps like Harbor, teams get scared because the up top fight is sort of so far away from the home hill. Teams get scared that even when they get their numbers, that by the time they get to the home hill, that people are going to spawn there, right? Yeah. It's okay to fight that fight, right? Like, the Simplicity, in my eyes, is a much more skilled team than Fire and Ice. So if they get the advantage, even if they get there and the teams are starting to spawn up, like, you should be confident in yourself to bang against them and to win that fight on the home hill and just take the round.
Yep. No, we heard in the comms, Simplicity, they weren't really on the same page. It was a close map, granted, 6-7, but we saw in that one listening that, there was a lot of different call-outs happening, which was causing confusion amongst the players. So if Simplicity has to step up, who do you want to see step up in a big way and why?
I want to see Xenon kind of go back to how he played in map number 1. So I'm not saying that's the story of Simplicity if Xenon's not playing well, but I mean, in this series, you have a map number 1 where Xenon's going off, they win. You have map number 2 where Xenon's kind of shut down by Sleeper. I know he's off on the other side of the fight where he's not that big impact player, but you need Xenon to play well.
Oh, yeah.
In their first match against Reciprocity, Simplicity actually showed a lot of poise in that boom fight at Laundry. It's a fight that teams aren't that comfortable in right now. And against Reciprocity, they had a pretty dominant showing in that fight. So I expect to see them, if they go down a little bit early, I expect to see them throw the boom down and do what they know.
Momo, you still going for Simplicity?
I'm sticking to Simplicity. I feel the well-rounded team's going to come out on top, but I think it's going to be close.
Oh, this is definitely going to be close. But you know what? This is the first time we're going to see Slab this weekend on the main stage. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going into the tie-breaker map. Simplicity and Fire and Ice. Take it away.
Well, first time on the main stage. This is my first time, and pleasure casting over Slab. So interested to get into this one. Anything for new viewers out there that they need to kind of watch out for on Slab? Any certain areas that you guys need to know about?
It's just the mass amount of routes you could take. You see, there's multiple entrances to a lot of these places where the fights are going to be able to go down. So you just need to keep your head on a swivel and be aware of the rotations. There should be no point on any where you should be getting outnumbered without at least knowing it.
Xenon's back. Here he is. He answered the call, and straight away picking up some big kills. 5 down, but the respawns are low. The pressure will be put on, and Xenon already making his He's welcome back here in map number 3. Now, I will ask you a question, as it does look like the triple cap is going to come in. There we go. I want to ask you a question. In regards to Simplicity and Fire and Ice, is there a, scrimming, this kind of map, a brand new map? You look at anyone, and I mean player in particular, who's kind of that hungry player who will be on, 2 hours extra than any other player. Is there anyone that kind of stands out to you in that kind of matter?
If we're talking about Simplicity, I think it's Toy. And I think Toy also has the advantage of being a player who kind of came up in Gears of War 3 where Slab was actually introduced into the series. So he has a lot of familiarity with this map, able to move around. The routes are kind of the same, and the way it plays is very, very similar to, King of the Hill on the Slab, a former game mode for the Gears of War series. So Toy is someone I'm looking to kind of take over this game, play how he wants. He does have the experience, like I said, on this map, so it's nothing new to him.
Okay, we'll keep your eyes on Toy Soldier. Certainly a very, very hot prospect, and he's been at the top, and he's also had his ups and downs. You've got to say it's not always been good stuff for Toy, but we're going to see the incense used straight away. Sleeper from behind is going to find 1 second as well. Comes on Xenon, and only Sneak alive here. A bit of a little payback right now from Fire and Ice. A lot of kills coming in succession. Sneak is going to stay alive, though. He's going to take down Choche and survive for now.
That's a great heads-up play by Sneak. He not only stays alive and keeps him off the hill, and he gets the kill, even though he should die here, get angled out. That's going to allow his team to get to home hill, and then now they just kind of either wait for Sneak to spawn up or make a 4v5 play somewhere, try and catch somebody off guard. With the incense going to be up in probably less than a minute, less than 45 seconds, they can even try and set up for that. The score is rather close, so there's nothing too big going on right now early on in this game.
Okay, well, definitely not a repeat of round number 1 as Simplicity took that one with ease, but pushing forward now is Toy trying to get that Lancer Fire. Will connect, but again, what is this going to do for the squad? Put a bit of pressure on, that's about it. Choche now has the angle a little bit here, but 2 being pushed forward. Kind of cramped in a corner here, but Toy, absolutely no mercy. Finds 1, turns, can he find the second? Absolutely. He's playing with them right now, and Toy find a big double there, but we are going to see Fire and Ice with a strong lead.
Toy, like I said, the aggression from Toy, he's just trying to take every fight, gets another one, 4-1 to start us off here, and only less than 2 rounds, less than 2 full rounds. He's actually going to go for a flank, and he's showing how versatile he is. He's not even going for a flank with a shotgun. He's trying to put that damage down, get the cap on B, because they do have to come back into this one. It's Fire and Ice who currently lead, and if I'm Fire and Ice, the double home setup, yeah, you're making it work right now, and you're making that rotation towards B work when it has to, but you need to be able to do a little bit more right before Simplicity kind of climbs back into this one.
Incense are back in the hands of Choche. Looking to rotate round and try and find the best spot to use them. He's actually going to find maybe a double there. He's going to find them both, but connects with absolutely 0. There's actually 3 on him, and he's going to pay the price for that.
This is where Simplicity has an opportunity here. Like I said, if you look at the score, they do have 2 hills. They're going to move forward for Fire and Ice's hill. So they need to make sure they just don't die here. Toy getting killed somewhere else on the map, and they just need to make sure they take their time, but they're getting picked off. That's 2 for Crystallize already. Make that 3 for Crystallize, and he's actually seen a 4th one in his eyes. He wants it. Sneak taking out his teammates. So 1v1, make that 4 for Crystallize, eliminating almost all of Simplicity as one time or another. There was 5 dead, so that's going to give Fire and Ice the opportunity to go and take control of the map how they want to, set up how they want to. It's not going to be a triple cap, but they need to make sure that Simplicity has no room to move forward.
Yeah, and it's just simply the time right now. Those wave of kills came at the right time, and you see the time ticking away, and Fire and Ice should be able to close this one out here and level the score, both 1-1 in series and map count here. Hezi on the rotation, and he's going to do absolutely nothing. Crystallize, Choche, the double up comes through, and Crystallize, what a fantastic round, my goodness.
He's just monster right now. He's just taking over the game little by little, but this is the problem that I'm having right now is neither team are consistent in doing that. One round we're going to see Crystallize go off, on the other round we're going to see somebody from Simplicity go off, and then it's just going to be a lot of back and forth action. I want to see one of these teams, one of these players just take the game by the neck and just take control of it.
Communication between the 2 teams here. They know what's on the line. Single elimination for you guys at home. All that means is you lose and you go home. Sunday, Championship Sunday, we will be crowning a champion, giving a lot of money away to the players, to the charity, to everyone involved. I will take a quote if there's any spare, but, apart from that, let's get back into this one. Round number 3. We've got Incense, but we got a block down in the courtyards as well. Simplicity doesn't want to change anything just yet.
They're sending 3 towards that instance. They know how important they are. And getting this position over on this back laundry side, this is a big power play, especially in the second half when a hill is there. And this is where you typically see boom shots being placed down. Both players trying to fight for control of it. It's going to be B-God who gets first blood with Sleeper with the instance as well. So they're going to have everything in their hands, winning this first initial of the round here as Fire and Ice looking to push forward. And this is something we talked about. They weren't fast enough at taking their advantage, but this round, it looks like they're taking note of it. But Sleeper not able to connect with those instants, actually taking out his teammate in lieu of a kill, but only 2 alive for Simplicity. And this is going to give Fire and Ice an opportunity here. They're moving forward. They're getting a decap at least. That's going to give them a point lead.
Yeah, it certainly is. And again, keeping the pressure on. Here they go, trying to go for that triple. And we are going to see it broken without a doubt. There's players there close enough, but it's just the timing. This is not good here. What have we seen from Fire and Ice? We are seeing good stuff here. We went into this match really, you know, talking about Simplicity and how strong that their squad is, but Fire and Ice, they overcame Hive. Now they're looking at Simplicity. These guys could be making a bit of an underdog run.
And this is exactly what you need to do. Choche said it in the pregame interview. We've been improving. The whole region just improving time and time again. And they're actually proving that here today, showing off and just making things happen, involving getting 3 kills in this round alone without dying. And he's going to try and continue that. Put full red, trying to turn around, take out Hezi. He's going to fall from the sheer numbers, but it's just not enough so far. As you see 3v3. It's back and forth action. I keep saying it, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. So this is a treat to start off our day. And God, what a nice shot on Hezi.
Oh, beautiful. Hezi taken out, taken down here as we see round number 3. Slowly but surely going in favor of Fire and Ice right now. B-God whipping out the pistol and he's going to put some damage down. Sneak has got those incense, so keep your eyes out for that one. B-God finally on the floor, but he's going to be picked up. And Sneak's has he going to be taken down. He had the incense, not anymore.
Exclusive is down to the back. Toy forced to push forward. Exclusive is going to be picked up by Hezi. Actually, is Hezi going for a bait? Is he trying to bait Exclusive? It looked like that for a second, but multiple members coming from 2 different angles. That's going to spread them apart right there. Exclusive taken out on his own. Hezi as well. Fire and Ice do gain the numbers advantage. I want to see them continue what they were doing in the rounds prior. Move forward every chance you get, and just make sure you don't get Secret Man. You got to know the certain spots where they're going to hide, especially with practice, and especially since they said they practiced against them a lot, you know, leading up to this event.
Right now, they're creeping up, of course, to that all-important number. Sleeper, I like the way that he dodged the evaded there. He waited for the backup and really showing us what he can do. Sleeper being so effective, really, without shooting a bullet. You know, sometimes it's not about that, but Toy does dismantle him for this time and this time only. But the time is ticking. They're going to reach 200, and they need to decap both hills. This is not looking good for Simplicity at all.
You see Fire and Ice, 2 straight rounds. This is exactly what I said I wanted to see. I wanted to see some consistency out of these guys. And so far, this second round was kind of, you know, dominated by Fire and Ice. You saw the score. They had a huge lead. Sleeper in the middle, even though he died to Toy, he's kind of trying to back up. He knows that, hey, I don't need to die in this situation, even though, like I said, he did die. But he tried to play for his life, and that's exactly what these guys need to do with the lead. You know Simplicity is going to have to push for a hill. You know they're not necessarily going to have to push for you. They're going to have to go straight to the hill, so that's where you can kind of bait it out. Hide behind a corner like B-God did. Maybe set up with Lancer so everybody's full red coming around the corner. There's so many different options on this map, and I like what Fire and Ice is doing, but on the other hand, Simplicity not scared to drop that boom shot towards the furnace, and that's exactly what I said we're going to see. That's the typical thing. You throw that boom shot over there, it becomes 3 smokes versus 3 smokes, and then it comes who is clutch when it matters.
Yeah, I do like that from Simplicity. You know, they're being outplayed here. And, you know, that boom's got to change the game, but interesting to see that split off the break here. Let's see what they go for right now. Crystallize, B-God, Sleeper involving, all going in. A lot of smokes, my goodness. Crystallize has got that boom, finds one, that's going to be Xenon. He might have been put down by Simplicity, but Fire and Ice are taking that one. And can they run away with it? That's the question. Still 1 boom available, but Hezi still has those intents as well. Boom used and utilized. That's going to be 2.
And they even get a trade right there. Even though Steve got a kill, it wasn't without involving trading that one out. Hezi missing yet another instant. Evolving going to go down regardless. Simplicity trying to come back, make that. That's a huge save by B-God right there. So even though Hezzy's trying to even it up right there, B-God doing a good job making sure it's a 3v3 still. His teammates are going to come off of respawn first or around the same time. So it's all about who's set up. And right now it does look like Fire and Ice are the ones who set up.
Hit fire there coming around. Exclusive trying to find him out. He's actually moved. He's already gone, my friend.
A little trick, if I kind of explain it quick enough before the action comes down, as long as you're attached to the wall like you saw Exclusive did, only your reticule needs to peek out, so you can kind of hide most of your body around the corner, as opposed if you're not attached to the wall, you need the barrel of your gun to peek out of the other side of the wall.
Top tips, once again, you need to start charging for this. Giving away too much information for free. Of course, I'm only kidding. These guys are giving all of this away for free, and this is all for a better cause. Of course, charity on the lines. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. But Fire and Ice 2-1 in the lead now for the first time of the whole series. Simplicity ran away with the first map. Fire and Ice, of course, with the grueling round 13 coming up strong here. But right now, they look so, so good. Exclusive and Hezzy trying to change the game. Choche does answer back. Big kills coming in, and guess who again? Exclusive and Hezzy, the deadly duo there coming in. B-God finally goes down. That's going to be 5 for a second, and that is going to be a triple cap here. Simplicity do bounce back, and it was interesting because, you know, the boom was put down, but they didn't get any of it.
And that was, to me, they tried a strat where it looked like Simplicity was going to try and cross somebody out for Fire and Ice, but they didn't even fall for it at first. The Lancer damage wasn't enough. They threw the smokes across, and that's where they went for the quick pick when they knew nobody was in front of them to try and get that chunk shot. So great heads-up play by Fire and Ice there, but unfortunately not able to capitalize on the rest of that round. As Simplicity were the ones who were able to close it out. And even if that didn't end in a triple cap right there, Boom Shot was about to be up. Simplicity was in prime position for it. And every time I think one team is gaining the momentum to try and run with this, the other team just strikes right back. This is probably one of our more evenly matched up this weekend.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, yesterday casted two 2-0s, and we had a lot of 2-0s. It was over very quickly. Maybe today is going to be a very long day. But we've got frags by Death Throw, as you see up there. We've got Boom available. And this time, B-God's got to get it. Crystallize, finds one. Hezzy utilizing those incens as well. But Steve trying to back off. He's putting the lance fire down as well. But the boom shot, again, chosen by Simplicity. They're having none of it.
It's just not winning this initial fight, and this is something Fire and Ice was good at the first 2 maps prior, but Simplicity was the one kind of closing it out. But in the end, these 2 teams seem to be evenly matched. Frag grenades in the hands of Sneaky. He's going to be out there the one to kind of make something happen here. He has the only power weapon for Simplicity, even though it's just frag grenades. First one, not going to be able to connect with anything, but that allowed him to cap the hill. So even though it didn't get a kill, like some people might think, it allowed him to get those early points, and he has one more nade to kind of guard the B hill with, so it's not going to be an easy break for Fire and Ice either.
You can hear the communications going down here. A lot of pressure being put on. Choche pushing on in. He's got B-God by his side. Sleeper in front as well. Sneaks actually down there, crawling away, but he's not going to last much longer, I don't think, here, as Sleeper picks him up. And the pistol is going to put Exclusive on the floor as well. Good stuff once again for Fire and Ice.
Sleeper, one player we noted in the last map, kind of the unsung hero, making it happen without getting a lot of the credit because of the position he played. But this time, again, he's trying to sneak around, trying to catch Simplicity off guard. Hezzy, he does need to go in, trying to get a touch. He does get the reset for the time being, taken out by Sleeper. Toy, Sneak, I don't know where they're at on the map, but actually they're over towards B. They're getting that break. That's going to allow their teammates to spawn up and just choose a different route. They bought enough time, but did they really buy it for their team?
Well, it's not looking good here. 2 cap here. A and C, both home hills. Can Fire and Ice win this over by B? Can they close this one out? It's all even. It's all square. And the triple cap does come in. Fire and Ice. And I want to talk about closing out rounds here. They struggled on map 1. But they are not struggling here at closing out these rounds. They're being very precise. They're utilizing all the weapons on the map here. They're looking really, really hot.
There's one thing I want to note about Fire and Ice. I love their jerseys. Baseball-style jerseys. I'm a big fan of them.
If they're looking clean, I completely agree.
I just want to enjoy them just a little bit more before we get back in the action. But long shot placed over towards B. That's going to be interesting. It should kind of be a 1v1 maybe, and then maybe one guy to the middle and 3 towards where the boom shot's at. That's what we might see. So if somebody's able to get that sniper early before the boom shot is picked up, they can easily just kind of stop, stare at boom shot, and then one team can kind of bait it. But on the other side, you know, you see 3 to one side, 2 to the other. On the other team, sending 4 and 1. So interesting. Fire and Ice does have the direct numbers there.
Uh-oh. Oh my goodness. What have I just seen? I just need to look at the kill feed for like a second longer to see what's going down. 3 down for either side. The boom. That's got to be out of there here, but the only players left alive is Choche for Fire and Ice, and Hezi and Sneak on the other side. The one thing I will say is look at Hezi and Sneak's weaponry. Boom and Sniper. Can they capitalize on it, though?
Sneak, he's actually doing what he can to not give a 50-50 situation in their face with the shotgun. So great heads up play, missing another shot on Choche, but his teammates are spawning up. That's where they're going to be the aggressors over towards B. With snipers in hands, they can kind of just sit, wait, and try and go for a pick. I want to see him be more precise with his weapon and take a little bit more time with the shots. You don't really need to rush anything. You have the numbers advantage, you have the position advantage, and you have the points advantage. You have everything going your way. Kind of take your time, allow Fire and Ice to make the mistake, and capitalize on it.
Now, how do you feel when you're firing ice, when you know that they've got weaponry like a boom, sniper? Like, do you play differently? How do you go about something like that when they've got everything in their arsenal?
The first thing you do is you need to kind of realize who has those weapons, you know, with Hezi being LP and then Sneak being Del. Those are the characters you want to call out and make sure you know you play around them. And then you got to decide, hey, are we going to make them waste the boom early and then we make a push afterwards, or are we just going to try and make this push and hope he misses the boom?
Okay, well, there you have it. Fire and Ice 3-2. Simplicity. If they level this round up, it is 3 maps back-to-back where it's been tied going into round number 7. Such a close series. And a grueling match, to say the least. Hezi. That's one way to use the last bullet in the boom.
The timing for that kill was huge. 20 seconds on the next boom shot as well. So that boom shot can, in theory, lead to another one. Choche taken out by Sneak. And this is where I said, I want you to take your time. And that is a crucial kill. Like I said, 10 seconds for this next boom shot. Another body shot with the sniper is going to take him out. So with 5 dead, even though Fire and Ice is going to have an opportunity to spawn up, I want to see somebody for Simplicity kind of wait back there for that boom shot and pick it up just in case type thing. Because anything can happen in these type of fights. You see the smokes going out, not able to get the touch down just a fraction of an inch beforehand. So great by Simplicity there. But like I said, I would like to see them kind of secure it with a boom shot in the end. But, you know, who knows? Maybe they stay alive, they run back, then they grab the boom shot. They wanted to send their numbers there to try and secure the triple cap like they did. But that look on Toy's face, he didn't look too happy.
Neither would I if I was in this position. You know, map 1 was pretty convincing, and then it's kind of, you know, just kind of fell away from them. Losing around 13, now all tied up. And knowing this is single elimination, it's very, very tough. Shout out, of course, to our Spanish stream for the LATAM community there. You can watch it at twitch.tv/GearsWar_LATAM. And let's get back into the action and see exactly what's going on here. Round number 7 here. To Respawn is right back to basics, as is all the weapons as well. Is there players that kind of prefer as well, you know, the initials of the game where nothing's around, or is this just something, oh my goodness, what is going on? Involving's going to go down as well. The shotguns galore. Xenon exclusive, just making light work of Fire and Ice.
But, you know, to answer your question, I think it all depends on the team, and then it also depends on the matchup, because, you know, some teams would like to be more aggressive against other teams, while when they're playing, you know, other teams, they want to be more passive. It just all depends on who's playing who, and then what teams in particular they are, because some teams just have naturally a more passive playstyle, but that's not going to be Simplicity. You see them already pushing up, trying to force this triple cap here early on. The respawns are reset. This is our first round of the half, so great plays by Simplicity. They get the break, they're going to back up, and this is going to allow Simplicity to kind of gain the points in which they were down early on. But with kills like that getting picked up, you can expect Toy and Xenon and the rest of the members of Simplicity to turn around and try and pressure them again.
Yeah, big kills from Hezi and exclusive as well. I will say the Fire and Ice, know you like the jerseys. Look at the beautiful skin. My goodness, Xenon getting some extra power behind that shotgun. It's actually quite ironic. Xenon is actually the one using these skins, so maybe a little bit of mind games going into this.
Toy He's just on a show. He's just putting on a show right now. I seen him over towards the other side of the map, getting a couple kills. He's over on this side of the map, getting a couple kills. And this is the toy soldier that everyone knows and loves and expected to see here. Is the guy that he just runs around and tries to slay everything. And that's exactly what we're seeing. You see them going for that break yet again. Now Simplicity in the lead by roughly 20+ points and counting. And they're not letting up on this pressure. They're still on Fire and Ice's side of the map. Even with 4 people in front of them, they're not backing down.
Exclusive there. Lance of Fire is going to connect here. Simplicity now trying to take this game back into their hands. Toy rotating around. You can see the movement is on point for him. Sleeper taking down Xenon. 210 is the magic number, of course. We are going to see a 45-point lead for Simplicity. But looking at that overhead, it's all down by the furnace. And this looks like a strong hold from Simplicity.
And he's going to do it. It is them. They don't have to worry about any weapons spawning up, so they can kind of hold it for free. That's going to be Choche getting behind enemy lines, forcing that fight up against Toy. Toy's doing what he can. Paris is involving, not able to get 2, but that first kill was enough, especially with how ready he is. But on the other side of the map, lots of trades going out. Exclusive, the last standing member for Simplicity. They have such a huge lead. Exclusive needs to go big, but they need to come off a respawn and make the right moves because Fire and Ice is closing in on them.
Most certainly are. 20 points and counting here. Sleeper finds another as well. This is really big. B-God as well. That's going to be decapping the F-Hill, so no points being capitalized for Simplicity. Right now, Fire and Ice, they just need to hold on. You don't necessarily need the triple cap, but all this time taken, they're going to take the lead now. They're going to go for the triple cap. And Fire and Ice talk about closing out a game. Crystallize, letting them know.
He's probably the most vocal guys. Like I said before the match, he's one of those hype guys. He's going to get in your face. He's going to let you know that he's beating you. And I know a couple of these guys on the other team know Spanish, so even if he's yelling at somebody in Spanish, they know what he's saying.
I mean, I have no idea what he's saying, and I kind of feel threatened as well.
I'm right there with you.
Sometimes, you know, when I know these guys are on the main stage, but there's nothing worse when you're, you know, just over the other side of a monitor, and there's 4 or 5 dudes stood up at you screaming. You're like, okay, all right, this is not where I want to be. Round 8, though, as we go into this one, we're going to see potentially a block from Sneak coming in.
I would rather see Simplicity place a weapon here in their first opportunity that they want to play for and set the pace, rather than blocking off a weapon they don't want Fire and Ice to get.
Yeah.
So this is very interesting strategies.
22 for B-God.
I've seen him do it in San Diego as well. He's very, very talented. He's just one of those players that just need the guidance.
Okay, as we slowly get into round number 8, let's take a deep breath here as we're coming up to the final stretch of this series alone. This is going to be the end for one of the teams. Of course, going home, they're representing not only themselves, organization, family, whatever, but it's the charities as well, of course, these guys are playing for. You want to win as much money for those guys as possible. Fire and Ice, 3 rounds away here. Simplicity looking to tie this series up. Already, though, a couple players going down. Toy and Choche being 2 of those. F being decapped as well. Simplicity looking to take over.
I almost want to say if Fire and Ice can go up 5-3. I think I might have to change my vote of who I think will win, because Fire and Ice right now seem to be shutting down a lot of what Simplicity's doing. I wouldn't say overall kill-wise, but they're making the right rotations right now in this matchup here as B-God trying to go for another kill, taken out by Hezi, and this is where the aggression is going to come out. But I also think since I said that, I'm going to curse this team and Simplicity might pick up the round.
Anything can happen. But right now, these 2 teams have been battling it out for a long time. It's all about endurance. You know, you've got to keep focused in these moments. You've got to be able to make the right call. Hezi does go down, and Crystallize comes in, swoops in with a headshot there. Crystallize, I will say, has impressed me a lot in these later rounds as well. Let's see if he can do it once more. Toy backing down. He's very, very weak, looking for maybe just 1 shot, 1 kill. Doesn't happen. Sleeper and Crystallize combining for the double here. They lead by 25. Can they push on?
With 2 hills in their favor, that's all that's going to do is just continue to grow their lead. And right now, it's just a little bit, but as this time clicks on, especially with these longer respawns, even though we're only at 14 seconds right now, it's going to make it harder and harder for a team like Simplicity to battle back, especially since they do seem to be, you know, taking their turn struggling right now. Exclusive taking out Crystallize, and they need to start winning a lot more of these battles. Sneak caught off guard by himself. He's going to get taken out. Exclusive going to do what he can to escape, regroup with his this team, and this is where they should try and make a push towards E together. As a first down coming out, a couple more damage points for the favor of Simplicity. Another member of Fire and Ice is going to fall to their knees. That's going to be involving. He's going to get taken out by Toy. The pressure is going to continue because I know Toy, he's not one of those players that tends to slow down. He usually goes forward, but like I said, right there, that angle, that shows the experience, the play time on the map, learning these angles, especially with such few time to prepare. It helps that you played it in another game.
Yeah, absolutely. Toy, the experience that he has is like no other, really, but he's a player with such skill, such talent, such movement. And like we spoke about him before, you know, at the peak of his career, he was the best player in the game. And right now, he's going to deal with Choche. Look at that clock, though. Look at the timer ticking down. 188 plays 178. However, 2 hills to the good. Simplicity on the verge of taking over. That's the question. Are they going to be able to do it? Next couple of kills can decide the game here.
This is a 210-209 situation if no hill is broken. This could be huge for Crystallize if he gets this break. Crystallize basically saving the round, even though they got the decap on E. Crystallize and Fire and Ice beginning to show that consistency that I wanted to see, winning round after round here. This is one of the few times, I think early on they won 2 in a row. After that, it was back and forth, back and forth. Choche, the king, letting his team do the talking for him. All he has is this big smile on his face. He knows he prepared long and hard for this, working his way up the ranks in Latin America. Now the #1 team and showing us why.
Bigot there just beating down on the desk. Like, you win the round like that, I don't know what he's saying, but he's passionate about something. He wants to close it out. He wants to close it out now. 3 players hitting 20. Sleeper, Crystallize, Bigot, all on those big kill marks. Can they win this round? For me, this is kind of do or die right now for Simplicity. You don't go 6-3 down. You got to win the round. You've got to show. You've got a lot to give here, but Zenon's going to be first into the mix. Let's jump on board. See what he got, but Bigot finds the boom. He's going to take himself down, exclusive down, but he's going to give damage as well. Zenon sneaks a fall. Fire and Ice, they might be hot and cold, but right now they are all guns blazing. It is fire here as 5 go down. The triple cap potentially could be on, but exclusive's going to spawn up. Oh, what the hell just happened to Simplicity?
They just completely and utterly just shutting down right now as a team. And this is something I kind of saw at the Toronto event. They did really good early on, but as the tournament went on and things weren't going their way, they began to shut down, lose little fights here and there. And then overall, you know, one thing leads to another. That becomes a big impact on the game. And that looks like what we're seeing here. Fire and Ice beginning to take over, capitalize on every mistake from Simplicity. And Simplicity almost has no answers.
My goodness, Fire and Ice so close to closing that one out. And look at this, Zenon will be regrouping here with 2 of his teammates and pushing forward. But such a hard ash, you know, when, again, going into this year, potentially the favorites here, everyone's kind of backing you and your back's against the wall and you're, you know, on the brink of elimination. It's not where you want to be. Exclusive's going to find one. Zenon and Hezi do combine for the double as well. So maybe something here for Simplicity.
Boom shot in roughly 40 seconds. Both teams need to begin to prepare for that. Like I said, there's going to be a certain time, roughly 10, 15 seconds, where you just can't die anymore. And that's going to put your team in a bad position for this next boom shot spawn in 30 seconds. So just make sure these players need to keep that in mind. Neither team has a coach, a reminder in their ear. So it's up to the players themselves during all this hectic battle to kind of press the back button and look at the time and try and see when the weapon is up. But it does look like Simplicity is going to be in prime position for it. Bigot and Choche, the only members alive, but they might not even need the boom shot. We've seen this time and time again in situations like this. Simplicity just pushes forward, gets the cap, gets the triple. 5-4. Fire and Ice still lead, but this could be the momentum shift that we've seen all game long, where one team begins to pull away, the other team kind of is like, nah, you ain't going anywhere, and pulls them right back.
Back and forward here.
Who is that, bro? He keeps picking it up. Bigot. Just Bigot, yeah. He committed suicide and everything, but
interesting just to take a second and actually listen to the players there. A lot of strategy going down here. 18-second respawns as well.
I know they said instants were placed on the map. So we have boom shot, we have instants. And those are on 2 different sides of the map. So this is where it comes down to, you know, 4v4 with a 1v1. But I do like what Simplicity's doing. They send a guy through middle almost every time. They're trying to play for some sort of a cross. Maybe let them gather the inside and then play for the flank. But right now, Hezi, he needs to make this move quick. He stopped right there for a moment, but he had no real reason to stop. He needs to go forward. Exclusive Xena, they're both taken out. That's going to get the boom shot over towards Fire and Ice, along with the incense as well. That's going to be crystallized. So everything going in favor of Fire and Ice. Multiple members of Simplicity are going to fall, and that's Toy as well. 2v5 situation. Hezi, Sneak, they need to go big right now, and it's going to be a battle for the ages. Crystallized with the boom shot. He's going to be backing up. That's going to be Choche backing up as well, not putting himself in a position to die so easily. Crystallized getting the boom shot on Sneak. Xenon, the last member alive. He needs to get this touch. He's going to reset it for just a second, buying his team just a couple more seconds, take it out with the boom shot. Now it's Toy's turn to go big. Hey, 3 people in front of him. This is a huge battle for him. He's going to get taken out. Fire and Ice, their 6th round. They're on series point, ladies and gentlemen, and this is huge for this team. This shows improvement, and everybody at home, I know Zonner, I know Souls, the Pope, even from Fire and Ice, they're probably at the edge of their seats, maybe in their office, you know, disrupting work, just excited for these guys. And this is a family. The Fire and Ice isn't just a team. This is a family, and they're showing what you can do with chemistry like that.
Incredible, incredible stuff. And once again, Hezi has maybe one more chance here to put something down to change the game. We've got Incense up top. We've got the boom down low. What is he going for? He's hovered over the torque a couple times. Potentially the frags as well. Last time he put frags down, Choche picked him up and ended him. And that was on Harbor, but 20 seconds. I have a weird feeling this is going to be a very, very quick round of Fire and Ice is going to close it out.
I think Simplicity needs to send Force somewhere and just completely use their individual skill to dominate. And that's exactly what they're going to do. No more of that split push because they're not even running the strategy right, in my opinion. So sending 4 over is going to be much better for them, but it's just about how they're going to be able to do it. Xenon actually pushing straight up, and he chose to stop short. I don't necessarily know what happened, but Choche with the grenades, this could be huge.
This could be Choche once again. We saw what he did on Harbor with him. Can he go big with him? No! B-God's gonna go down. Wrong player, Choche, but he takes down Exclusives in the mix as well. We are gonna see another come in. Toy finds one. Xenon now with the boom. This is huge for Simplicity. Don't forget, Simplicity pushed it to around 13 last time. Can they do it again?
Since we're Simplicity, known for their aggression here. First boom shot, unable to connect with anything. If I'm Xenon, I want to take my time right there. And you're down next. If they pick up this kill on Xenon, this could be huge. He's going to be forced by himself. I do think they're going to get a boom shot out of play. Great plays by Fire and Ice again. But on the other hand, they're catching Xenon slipping. He's a player to watch for us in this event, in this series. And he's not doing so hot in this tiebreaker map. He had a good start. He's having a slow mid-game sleeper. He's going to be able to pick up that kill on Exclusive Toy. Caught in no man's land while full red. Choche the king. He's going to take him out as well. Fire and Ice, they're just using their numbers to get numbers.
This is difficult here. We've got 2 down on either side. 6-4. Round 11 as we speak. Hezi on your screen. He's going to find a couple players, but with the Lancer, he's just giving damage. He can't finish any of those kills just yet. But now with the Nasher in hand, maybe this is where he puts it to work. Smoke's going down absolutely everywhere.
This is where those marks are going to be very, very important. You see 4 members of each team kind of having this short range, but still a cross battle. Very interesting to see. The cap isn't going to come out. Choche needs to anchor that back portion, not worry about the cap, and he's going to do just that as he rotates all the way back. He's trying to get that wide angle along with Crystallize that should force Simplicity back, especially since Hezi, the first member, he's going to be put full red. He's actually going to get down across the map. Both players have somebody down on each team. Who's going to get that revive first? Simplicity, and a good opportunity here. As I say that, that's going to be Sneak dying first. They are trading with downs, but downs are not enough, especially with Sleeper grabbing these incense. Boom shot's going to be up as well. This is a looking good for Fire and Ice.
Where's the boom going? That's the question. Right now, yes, Fury's taking down Reciprocity, and it's looking good for them, but all I'm caring about is Fire and Ice. Can they do it? The underdogs here. Xenon finds the double. That's going to be big. B-God does answer back a play, which has already put huge numbers on as well. Crystallize has got to find one. Sleeper finds another. Trying to find that 4th as well, but no. Hezi is going to answer back. That's going to be a nice pickup for him. Look at the scoreboard, though. Fire and Ice, they're catching up to that 165 mark.
I'm wondering, did they take the boom out?
I think it might have been, I mean, who knows?
Who was up? Fire and Ice was in position for it. They won the battle. They pushed forward. They didn't know the boom was up. They didn't know it was coming up. This could be a huge blunder on the side of Fire and Ice. Simplicity, they have an opportunity to get back into this one. Exclusive just needs to not die, but Hills are being decapped on the side of Fire and Ice. They need to go forward for F, so make sure they need to keep E as well. Simplicity able to squeak back into this one. What a huge blunder on the side of Fire and Ice, because I am almost sure of it. If they get that boom shot, they're able to close it out in the end, but instead they push forward and they die. I'm just so blown away by that.
Madness. Sure, we can analyze that one after the game. But how crazy would it be if it gets pushed to the very end and they lose it because of the head in the hands? That says it all. Oh, that's heartbreaking.
Did anybody call it out? Maybe they just didn't know.
They got a little bit too hyped
going for them.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like almost like we've won, and it's like, well, you've not. But 22-second respawns now. 27, 27, 28. My goodness, what a performance there.
I don't even know what to say after that. That's deflating if you're Fire and Ice, but you need to find it in you to just keep going. It's going to be Fire and Ice doing a little bit of a trick strat, straying away from their 4 over. They're actually doing 2 through the middle. They're giving up that overkill for a free boom shot in the hands of Zen, and he's going to get taken out by Crystallize. That's a double kill by Crystallize. Make that a triple kill by Crystallize. They're on series point. He needs to go big. 4 straight kills by Crystallize. Sneaky, the last member alive for Simplicity. He needs to go big. These are 22-second respawn timers. The King, Choche, is his team going to be able to close it out? Sneaky, he's doing what he can and getting that first kill on Involving. Put full red. He's escaping by the hair on his chinny chin chin.
Oh my goodness, Sneak, I tell you what a play just to stay alive. I mean, we've got to go back and talk about Crystallize for a second, how amazing that initial was, but the fact that they don't close that out with 22-second respawns after taking 4 down, mind-blowing, and credit to Sneak for staying alive for that long. Fire and Ice, though. Again, not able to close it out in the initial starting of the game. I have to stay on board and see what they can do, but are Simplicity going to do what they did previously, push this to a round 13?
This is very interesting. It does look like Simplicity for a moment is caught out of position. Boom shot less than a minute on the respawn. This is where Simplicity should begin to make their push. But if this is successful by either team, I say you should either push forward depending on how many people are dead, or wait for this next boom shot spawn in under 45 seconds.
Action going down right now. Hezzy starting to push forward. He's actually going to find 2, both running away. This could be huge for him. There's going to be the first. That's Choche down. Pistol not needed, as now he's going to turn around. Crystallize is going to be none the wiser, and he's going to fall as well. And we're going to see another player picked up. This is much better from Simplicity here, but look at the score, PR. This is much favouring Fire and Ice. They've got the 2 hills. They have the score behind them. Do they just hold off for a 2-cap? What's the play?
It's very hard to tell right now, especially with these long respawn timers, and then Simplicity having control, or at one point or another, having control over towards E, where boom shot is about to respawn in probably 5 seconds. I do think if Simplicity gets this boom shot uncontested without even having to die for it, they should be able to close this round out, especially since they have all the position. And that's going to be Zen and getting control of that boom shot. This could be huge for Simplicity for a round number 13 in map 3.
Yeah, this boom is massive. Hezzy's got the nades as well. Here is Xenon. Oh my god, no. I mean, I felt that through the crowd as well. Xenon does pick up the kill here. Let's get back into the action. Overkill is going to be used. We're going to see Choche picking up 1, Sleeper finding another. We're going to see Sneak go down, and my goodness, we're going to see it all blow up right here, right now. Toy's going to take down Choche. 3 on timers for either squad. Sneak as well going down and pushing forward. That could be it. 207, the magic number, and we are going to see Fire and Ice win. The king has spoken. Choche leading the squad to victory. And you've got to feel for Simplicity, but just the sheer determination from Fire and Ice. Incredible, incredible stuff.
The upset finally happened. Fire and Ice unseated Simplicity. Fire and Ice now in the top 4 position here at the Columbus, Ohio Charity Invitational. Brian, Long live the king.
Hail to the king.
Hail to the king.
Fire and Ice continues to surprise us over and over, continue to prove us wrong, and the king is going after his throne, and I am so impressed by the run this team is making.
I have chills right now. How big did Crystallize, B God, and Choche come up in these clutch scenarios? We saw Crystallize start off on initials with double kills all throughout the game. How big was it that Fire and Ice kept their composure and knocked out Simplicity?
To me, that's huge. That's something that you need, and that's something they've learned over time that it didn't happen in the beginning with this squad. As they, like I said, they came up the ranks, making themselves the #1 Latin American team. These guys learn from their mistakes, and they're actually doing everything in their power to grind and get better. Unlike some teams, you know, they talk about the grind, but not every team is about the grind. This team is showing they are about the grind.
Their work ethic is something else. You see the scrim chats, Jacob, from being a coach. Every time, the second the top team asks for a scrim, we want it. Every time. They want to practice against the top teams, and it's showing today. I'm still blown away. Hail to the king!
Yes. Momo, everybody counted Fire and Ice out. Not to point fingers at all three of you.
100%.
We were a one-sided affair desk here, but we love these upsets. We really do. And, you know, we talk about, you know, Choche, and we talk about certain individuals. For me, Crystallize was fantastic during, you know, the whole of the third map. But this is what Gears of War is about, you know, pushing it to that third map, being the underdog, fighting through. And single elimination, that means semifinals, that means top 4, that means Optic Gaming next, that means like a big deal.
Yeah.
And we talked about it before as well, these guys playing for money, for charity, for these guys, their region, you know, Latin America, that's what it's all about. These guys are kings back home.
Speaking of the king, we're going to send this off to an interview where my man Fallout has an interview with the king himself, Choche.
You know, Choche, we're live here, and I haven't heard the word king be used more than like a Renaissance film talking about you. King Choche himself, live on the main stage. You do it. You place top 4 at the Invitational. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling so great, bro. It's my first time placing top 4 as a player, and I want to cry, you know.
And you're not done yet. I know you said the goal is top 3 for this event. Talk about your career, the adversity you've been through. You started as a player with that Splice squad. You moved on to coaching. You kind of put the sticks down, and now you're playing again. What does it mean to you to be playing, and especially after everything you've gone through in your career?
Yeah, a lot of people in Latam doubt me, you know. They say I am trash because I went to coach. And now I think I am proving them wrong, and I am super happy for that.
You have definitely made a statement. Speaking of a statement, the triple kill you pulled off in map #1 was huge. It is what allowed you guys to win that round. Talk about that play, talk about that first map, and really what you did, what Crystallize did in game #3 as playmakers throughout this entire match.
Yeah, we know Forge is not our best map, so we know it will be a difficult one, but we are a very composed team. We know we can win in the other 2 maps, and we did it. When I pick up nades, I just call out, hey, relax, I will come with the nades, and I will kill everyone. And I did it, so I'm happy.
You did it. You did more than just that, that's for sure. Huge play from you, huge play from Crystallize across the board. Of course, coming up next, you got a big battle in front of you. Talking about this next upcoming match, I know you said the goal is top 3.
It's very difficult versus Optic Gaming. You know, they don't lose, but we are very hyped, so everything can happen.
I know your team, actually, your former team, former Splice, former Optic Mexico, actually did it. They beat Optic Gaming at Vegas, I believe. Anything's possible, that's for sure. That's going to be it for us. Congratulations again, Choche, on a phenomenal showing. One more thing, actually. Choche wants to say something to the fans. Let's do it.
I just want to say something in Spanish. Le mando un saludo a toda la gente que nos apoya y en especial a mi mamá, que la amo mucho. Gracias.
Love it. Congratulations again, Choche. That's going to be it for us.
How can you